Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And with me today in studio is my special guest, Hugh. Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Good, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the studio. Everybody, please be welcoming to my guest. And we are here to talk about all sorts of stuff. Q, you have a channel, right? You have a YouTube channel or something coming
soon.
Coming soon. Okay. So Q has a YouTube channel coming soon. Keep an eye out for it because I will be happy to tell you where it is. You can of course follow me on Twitter. You can actually follow him on Twitter.
Yeah. I am Q.
At I am is it seriously at I am Q?
No, at Q Deruji, DURUJI. My handle is I am Q.
Okay. Yeah, I'll add that to the replay of this this disaster we have going here. Yeah, so be sure to follow him, check him out. I think you're gonna like him. I think you're gonna like him. He is proof. He is proof that I do have more than a black friend. More than a black friend. But yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about this thing, Devin Nunes, right?
Yeah.
So Q and I are talking earlier today. He sends me a message. He says, we've got to talk about this Devin Nunes who's deciding to sue Twitter.
Yeah.
And for $250 million.
Yeah. Lord bless him.
Yeah, bless his heart. I hope he wins. But I don't think he's going to. But I don't think that matters, even if he loses. But I haven't looked at the complaint yet. Here it is. 40 pages. Oh my goodness. Like it was written by a congressman or something. Maybe we'll do this. I might bring this up a little bit later because it has the tweets insulting Devin Nunes in it. Which sounds like a good plan to me, to read tweets insulting a congressman live on the air. We're also going to talk about the Covington kid who is now not only suing Washington Post, but he is also suing the CNN.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. That dumpster fire of a network.
Fake news.
Yeah. Yeah, he's literally suing fake news. So that's good. That's good. I'm drinking. What are you drinking tonight? What did you choose?
I chose cognac.
I
brought cognac with me.
Brought cognac? You didn't tell me.
I did. Sorry, I didn't want to share.
Oh, well,
so sorry.
Rude.
Yeah,
Rude.
Well, I'm so sorry. Not really, but kind of.
Well, I'm drinking Talisker 10-year.
I might take some of yours though.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How's this work?
Redistribution, my friend.
This is reparations?
It is reparations.
Whiskey
My
reparations are happening live.
Comes in the form of Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey. Okay. Well, yeah. Here, you can have some proper 12.
I thought I saw some Jameson over there somewhere.
It's down in the.
Okay. All right.
In the barrel. If you want some, let me know.
I can read. Thank goodness.
I think I don't know how bad the jokes are going to get tonight, but I'm guessing very bad. And that's good. That's good. We have to have humor and levity, right? Like otherwise, what are we? We're no better than
CNN.
We're no better than CNN.
Yeah.
I was going to pick like an obscure island and make fun of an indigenous. But
we could do that.
Which one? Which obscure island do you hate the most?
Trinidad.
Trinidad.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Trinidad or Trinidad and Tobago?
Both of them.
Okay.
Both of them.
But they make good hot sauce. I get Matooks.
Well, my wife is from there, so I probably should recant that statement.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
They got hot sauce and very beautiful women. So we don't want to do that.
Yeah, no beautiful women anymore. My wife was here.
Right. They had a beautiful woman once.
They had one beautiful woman.
And she's gone.
And I took her away. Yes. So she's here now. So.
All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and there's some super chats that came in before the show.
God bless New Zealand.
We're going to talk about those. We'll read through the super chats. You can do super chats or justice chats. They should show up, I hope, in the top of the frame. If they don't, I apologize. It was a hack job to get 2 cameras working on the same thing here because I'm terrible at all this. But we'll go through a couple super chats, and then my art guy suggested, so blame him if you hate this, that roughly at every 50 minutes, I'll read super chats for 10 minutes and go through them, so they're not all backloaded at the end of the show. So we're going to try that out, but otherwise we're just going to have a good time. We're going to talk about talk about these lawsuits. We're going to talk about probably some culture. We're talking about culture stuff, and that's what we're gonna do. All right. So, Ghost Fail says, please stop calling Ron Toye Kikkoman. Kikkoman soy sauce satisfies millions at dinner every night. Ron can't even satisfy one lady at home. Whoa, that's brutal. I did switch to LaChoy. I switched to LaChoy earlier. So I did realize that I couldn't call him the superior soy sauce. He's relegated now to LaChoy. Sakaki Onsai says, betcha the lawsuit against Twitter isn't for the money. It's for discovery, probably. And oh, what fun discovery will be. Just like discovery in Vic's lawsuit. I do think it's also for the principle. I think it's also for the principle of, whatchamacallit? Going after Twitter as a limited public forum. So that's another thing. Hugh Janis says, any thoughts on the Georgia cum reporting law, HB 604 being proposed? Personally, I don't even live in Georgia, but I'd be happy to report. Have you heard about this?
I have not, but I'm gonna have to look it up. But I'm afraid what I might find.
Okay, I'm pulling it up right now. Georgia HB 604. What is this? Let's see. Be it enacted by the Assembly of Georgia. Any male 55 years of age or older shall immediately report to the county sheriff or local law enforcement agency when such male releases sperm from his testicles. What? Why? That's literally the text of the bill. That's it. It's just any male 55 years of age or older shall immediately report to the county sheriff or local law enforcement agency when such male releases sperm from his testicles.
So now they're taxing that too.
You can't get away from it. I gotta find out what statute they're amending. 31. Hold on. I got 35 123. What is this? What is this? This has to be something. 35 123. Wait a minute. That can't be right. That can't be right. Chapter 1 of Title 35 of the Official Code, annotated, relating to general provisions relative to law enforcement officers and agencies, is amended by adding a new code section. There's an old code section. It's about slaughtering animals. So I don't know what is happening here. I don't know why males are being forced to report their emissions of semen, but that's what life is like in Georgia now. So
one more reason not to go to Georgia.
Someone says it's a pro-choice publicity stunt. Well, they should vote it in. Absolutely. I think we need more laws like that. Amtank says, I'm boiling a 22-ounce, 2-inch thick prime strip steak. That's disgusting. You heathen. What is wrong with you? Weirdo with a cello says, "What do you say when your father boils hamburgers?" Oh my gosh, I learned of a man who boils hamburgers just yesterday. You ever heard of anyone boiling a hamburger?
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a capital offense in Texas, isn't it?
Yes, in Texas you'd be killed immediately.
Yeah, burned at the stake.
Right. You wouldn't be boiled though.
No.
That'd be insulting. they'd at least sear you.
Yeah, I think they would turn the heat up extra high and sear you on both sides.
Oh my goodness. And then Chris Hansen says, shout out to Sean Ranklin. So, hey Sean Ranklin, how's it going, buddy? All right. So we've got this thing going on. So let's preface this though. So Devin Nunes is a GOP congressman from California.
Right.
So he is, one, impossible because GOP people don't get elected in California. So I don't believe he exists. Two, he's clearly a traitor to his people, whoever they are. It doesn't matter who they are, but he's a traitor to them.
Right.
And then three, he's a House Majority Leader, right?
Not anymore, because the Democrats took over now.
Right. So he's now the House Minority Leader.
No, he's not.
Okay. What is he?
But he's a ranking member in the intelligence.
Oh yeah, he was like the intelligence. He was the intelligence chair.
Right.
So he had all the hot memos.
Yeah.
That were coming out, and he's the guy who wrote the report on the dossier, and he released the the GOP congressional memo about the dossier, which is much better than the Democrat congressional memo on the dossier. They
totally different.
It was totally different. It was much better worded, much funnier, and it was terrible. In Connecticut, they steam their burgers with cheese in the middle of them. What is wrong with this? You just put fire under it.
It doesn't take that much. It's not that difficult.
That was from Storm Knight MD. Thank you for clarifying that Connecticut needs to be thrown into the ocean with the rest of them. Wow. Yeah, so he was the chair of the House Intelligence Committee. He was at the center of the warrant, the wiretapping of President Trump, or then candidate Trump, and all of that stuff. So it's been pretty interesting to see Devin Nunes' career, but now he's claiming that Twitter is allowing people to make fun of him, like basically.
It goes a little deeper than that, though.
I don't know if it does, but I'm with it. What you got for me?
It goes a little deeper than that. So he's essentially saying that that Twitter has been shadow banned. We know that that's the case. I mean, so
I've not been shadow banned.
Oh, really?
I thought I was for a while, but I wasn't, because there's a tool you can do to check, and I was.
Who runs that though?
I don't know. Not Twitter. Somebody came up with a way to find out if you're shadow banned.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
probably the hacker known as 4chan.
It's quite possible, but I mean, so essentially, his beef is that conservatives are being unfairly shadow banned, while unfortunately the other side is not being monitored quite as closely. And then all the misinformation that was put out about him was allowed to continue to go unfettered. So I think he has a legitimate complaint. I don't know if the case is going to go anywhere. But I'm just glad to see that it's at least being brought up. I mean, this conversation needs to be had, right? Right,
absolutely. And I know Twitter does this because there's a thing on Twitter that it's like a melon with a blue wig on it. It's kind of gross, and it makes a habit of insulting people on and it's very far left.
Right,
like kooky far to the left.
Sure,
and
sure.
It likes to insult people and incite them to respond, and then it reports their responses, and then they get banned. They get banned for this disgusting hag going after them, and Twitter is absolutely biased against the people that go up against that void of personality. I don't know how many insults I can sling without saying its name.
I think I've seen that profile. It's a talking manatee, isn't it?
Yeah. No, the talking manatee is a different one.
Oh, okay.
They're equally stupid. So it's okay.
All right. Equally.
It's okay.
Never,
no, this one is like if you gave a dead moth even less personality and then added a lot of fat in the cheeks.
Yeah,
that would be this person.
Yeah, like
with a blue wig.
Like if a monkey bred with a cockroach.
Yeah,
kind of like that.
Yeah. Well,
all right,
no, it'd have to be. What's the fattest species of monkey? Because it'd be that.
Man. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm not a biologist.
I'm not either. We should definitely call one, I suppose. But we need to figure this out before we're done, though. Cool.
Yeah. We got research assistant. Can you find out what the fattest species of monkey is?
Mr. Producer.
The fattest. Oh my God, that thing! It's a stunning resemblance.
No, it's not Drexel.
No, no, this is not Drexel. This is Q.
All black people look alike to you guys, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But in fairness, never mind. We're not gonna go there yet. I'll have another glass of whiskey, and then we'll get into the racial jokes. I guess.
Yeah, Notorious B.I.G. I'll take it.
That's what YouTube wants. I think is racial jokes.
Oh, sure,
right.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes the world a better place. So,
that's what Susan Wachesky or whatever I can't pronounce her stupid name. That's what she called me and told me. So anyway, so Nunez is going. Now, are you familiar with the protections that social media sites have on the internet from things like this? Because they actually have this categorical immunity.
Okay, so the problem is okay, the CEO of Twitter, Jack Ducey. Okay.
Yeah, not Jack Kant. Jack Kant is the one from Patreon.
Okay.
Jack, catch you next Tuesday.
So he, in his congressional testimony, said that essentially Twitter was the new what did he call it? The town hall, right?
Yeah, Twitter's the new town hall.
So if you're going to promote it that way and you're going to call it the new town hall, and you are censoring people in this town hall, I think there's a legitimate argument, Nick. I mean, would you not say so? I mean,
I 100% think
those were his words, not mine.
Yeah, so it's funny that these Mark Zuckerberg, well, the robot that murdered Mark Zuckerberg and wears him as a flesh suit, that said the same thing to Congress. That no, I mean we're a free speech platform, but we curate. You know, we got to keep offensive content out and stuff like that, and we do monitor all the content. So Jack and Zuckerberg are in the same boat where they want to have this generalized immunity under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. An act that was entirely struck down by the Supreme Court, except for this one section, by the way, because the whole thing was so bad. But they left this one section, and it has survived. And what they do is they give protection from lawsuits to all these companies, but it was based on the idea that these companies had no possible way to monitor all of the content that comes through. And therefore, they were protected from removing it, because if they were a newspaper and people were sending in, defamatory statements about Devin Nunes, like that he's an effective congressman or something like that, very defamatory.
Right.
If they were doing that, then they would have a duty as a publication to actually shut down those comments if they found them to be defamatory or were told.
I mean, but they went so far as to create a fake profile of his mother. I mean, come on now.
Well, I mean, kind of. It's Devin. It said Nunez's mom or something. Like it wasn't actually like whatever her name is. Like,
man, I'm trying to tell you right now, if somebody comes after me and puts my mama's name on it, there's gonna be problems. We're gonna have issues. So I think they should just award him the $250 million because of that.
Just a default judgment.
I mean, pretty much.
You're opposed to going after moms.
Oh, absolutely. Leave moms out of it.
Okay. All right. I'll have to go delete some tweets. I better delete my Diane Nunez profile that I just made. No. I'm kidding, Devin. I'm kidding. No, so, but yeah, and that's a truly insidious part of Twitter, is that you do have people who will do very offensive things, right? And we either have to be okay with that because it's a public thing, or they have to start dropping the hammer on everybody. I'll be banned in under an hour if they do that. But we have to have one or the other. And I think so Nunez's suit is pretty interesting because it's going after them under something. I was talking about this last year, that this is coming. This is coming, and this is the way to go after these social media companies, is to actually try, this line of reasoning. And that's to make them a limited public forum because of their curation. And if they choose to curate content, they don't have to. They don't have to do this curation thing. They don't have to shadow ban. They don't have to selectively enforce their stuff. But if they're doing this, then they lose that Section 230 immunity. That's the whole. That's the theory that Nunez is going after. He says you can't have immunity based on the idea that you're not moderating stuff. And this started with Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is a guy who he grilled Zuckerberg. And now Ted Cruz, very effective griller, very slow griller. He's a low and slow griller, but the meat comes out tender. That's what happened there.
Boil
if he doesn't
Ted.
murder it,
just boil him.
Yeah. Also, so okay, personal opinion: Ted Cruz with the beard or without the beard?
Without the beard.
You like him shorn?
Sure, yeah, shorn. We'll call it that.
I like Mountain Man Ted Cruz a little better.
No, it looks really disingenuous. I think.
Well, I mean, I don't think he can actually grow the facial hair. I think he glues it on.
I think that it was from someone else's head.
Yeah.
And he just just swept up in paste. I can just see Ted hanging out at a local barbershop, sweeping up some hair and just pasting it on.
Now, true story. Years and years, gosh, this is so many years ago. You couldn't do this anymore. I was watching a documentary about women who dressed as men just when they went to work to not be mistreated in the workplace or whatever. This was probably the mid-90s.
Okay.
And this woman got up and she had like a 4-hour routine because she would glue a beard on every morning, stubble. And she would individually glue on like thousands of hairs, just constantly. Like she wouldn't slather glue on her face and then just like dust herself. That wasn't how it worked.
You gotta respect the hustle, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was really earning that 21% or whatever.
That's dedication. I mean, give her a raise for sure. Where'd you get this stuff?
It's something I saw in the mid-90s. I don't know. It was on
this
TV.
was in the 90s. This is before people went nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is on TV. I was watching like a news story, and there are 3 different women, and it was talking about how they each of them individually dressed up as a man. Like, one had to bind her chest and stuff to fool everybody, and they wore jeans, and they looked like I don't know, computer programming lumberjacks or something. They had very weird aesthetics going on, but they did it.
You know what? I respect
like Rosie the Riveter. They did it.
I do. I respect the hustle. If you're willing to go through that much work, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, the fact that she would sit there and glue on a beard.
Individual.
Yeah. I don't know where she got the stubble though.
See, this is about a year's worth of growing here. I can't get much to grow.
Oh.
So yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I should start doing that. Maybe I should just
Just glue it on.
I could give myself a heck of a beard.
You'd have to steal it from someone or buy it from someone. I don't know.
You know,
There's
a will, there's a way.
That's the part of the documentary I literally can't remember. Is they talked about where she got her stubble. Because you can't like reuse it; it would have clumpy glue on it. So
you would need a fresh supply daily.
Yeah, you'd have to source the stubble out. I mean, you gotta get just like a dude who grows the stubble really fast and like just shaves like twice a day, and you build up an inventory. I think
that's a new business. Beards to you.
Yeah.
Hair to you. I like it. I like it. Yeah, from like the well endowed, the people who like grow. My brother, he shaves 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, he could make a lot of money.
Yeah, I think so. From you, right?
Yeah, because it would actually match.
You're like, hey,
we're like the same shade.
I need the sideburn.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're the same shade because there's different shades of black.
There are. Tell me about the different shades of black.
Oh yeah, there's different shades. See, I had a guy call me black the other day, and that's really unimaginative, right? So I went over.
So a guy told you were black?
Yeah, he did.
Were you surprised to find this out?
I was actually shocked. I was shocked. I was like, really? So I went over to Sherman-Williams to find out if I was really black, and I'm not.
Okay.
I'm actually Sandy Beige 42.
Sandy Beige
42. So
that almost sounds like a porn name too.
I'd be really bad at that. So no, I'm definitely 50 Shades of Black.
No, you're Sandy Beige.
Sandy Beige 42.
Wait, so that beige is like bordering on white, I think, isn't it?
Sandy Beige, though, Nick. Sandy Beige. The sandy changes everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think the 42 is like the 42nd shade,
right,
of Sandy Beige.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that sounds like a Tommy Bahama khaki pants color.
Yeah, not a little darker than khaki.
No, I know, but when I think of Sandy Beige, I don't think.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I am. So if you ever decide to paint your walls to remind me, if you
I'm
want,
thinking of Q today.
Yeah, you can go straight Sandy Beige 42 on it.
Okay, so are there tiers of blackness that matter? Because I've heard that like Obama, definitely not black enough.
No. Obama wasn't really black enough. In fact, I'm going to sign a petition that we give him back to you guys, because technically he was just as black as he was white.
Right.
So we're going to revoke him and give him back to
Plus
you guys.
Plus his jump shot was definitely white.
Yeah. And the jeans. Oh
no, but that's a trans thing. We can't do that on YouTube. We can't talk about men wearing women's jeans. That's not okay.
They were. I'm not sure where they're from. I can just say this: none of the stores that I shop in have jeans that look like that. That's just not an option that comes with it.
I think his jeans come with the bike that he was riding.
The bicycle, the banana seat bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Possibly. Yeah. It's very possible.
It's a 2-for-1.
Again, I have not shopped at that store. I can't speak on it.
So no joke, one of my professors in law school was named Michael Jordan. Black guy, hilarious. There are 2 conservatives at my law school, and the black guy named Michael Jordan was one of them.
All right.
Motorcycle rider, concealed carry permit holder, carried on campus, drove the other workers crazy.
Is this guy still alive?
Yeah.
I gotta meet him.
Oh, he's great.
Can you get him on the show next time?
I don't know if he'd come on the show or not. He's a very unique individual.
Sounds like it.
He was in a staff meeting at my law school. They were talking about when Obama got elected. They were all like hooting and hollering about how great it was, and how great it was that a black man was finally in office. And he says, was it his black half or his white half that caused him to succeed in law school? And they all went silent.
I technically need to see the transcripts. We're not so sure he did succeed in law school.
That's true. My other professor did. He was in the same class with him at Harvard, or he was a year ahead of him at Harvard. So he was there.
Oh,
I'm-
really? Oh, so so
Yeah. My professor.
So Michael Jordan went to
No, different one.
a different
the other
one.
conservative, incidentally.
Really?
Afshin John Radson. The
A
other
conservative went to Harvard?
Yeah.
That's more of a miracle than.
So you have the conservative black guy Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And then you have the conservative Persian man Afshin John Radson.
Destroying
Those are the
stereotypes.
The two conservatives at my law school. He's also a former CIA attorney and a national expert on drones. But yeah, he was at Obama. He was a year ahead of Obama in Harvard, and he kind of made fun of him a little bit.
I can imagine. So Michael Jordan was a conservative.
Yeah.
And then you had a Persian professor who was also conservative.
Yeah, he goes by John, but his first name's Afshin.
Afshin.
Afshin, yeah.
I gotta look this guy up.
He's great. He's one of the funniest people I've ever met.
I gotta meet him.
If I could have him on the show,
get them both on the show.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
We can have some fun with this. Please invite me back next time.
He used to get quoted all the time when drones were like when Obama was just murdering people with drones. And he has a bunch of papers up on the Social Science Research Institute or whatever, where you can publish academic papers. He has a bunch of them, and they all involve the phrase "until Obama kills you." So
it's been known to happen. So,
but
have you guys actually gone through that on the show?
No, I don't, because it's such old news. I kind of will like occasionally when I'm really drunk rant about it, about how he just straight up murdered a U.S. citizen with very little process, much less due process.
Yeah,
and,
Don't talk about it too much, otherwise, there's always drones in the air. So
yeah, there is.
Yeah,
be
careful with that one.
Can you move your mic just like a little bit closer? You talk low.
I'm trying to channel my inner Barry White. So yeah. So
what shade is Barry?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
R.I.P. He's dead, right? I think he died.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this earlier, so we had to bring back the brown paper bag test. So, yeah. So he was dark enough, but darker than a brown paper bag. So he's darker than me.
That's
all I know. So we'll have to check it out.
He's got the deep voice.
Oh yeah, that's the voice to have. I mean, there's even white guys that want to have Barry's voice.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, after listening to Barry White's music, you have to immediately report your insemination.
There'll be a tax for that.
Okay, okay. Since we're talking about black people, I gotta ask: Do you ever listen to Jesse Lee Peterson?
I haven't.
Oh man,
am I missing out?
He's great.
Okay.
He was a liberal, right? I think. Mr. Research was Jesse Lee Peterson was a liberal before, right? And then he went conservative. I think that's what he said in his interview with Destiny. But he's one of the funniest people. I'm just gonna show you his video when we're done here.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
Yeah, he's great. He's a huge Trump guy, and
I like him already.
And a very, very strong Christian.
Okay.
Very traditional Christian.
Yeah.
So, what is that? So anyway, we're getting way off track, but that's fine.
Sure.
That's fine. So Devin Nunes is suing Twitter. He's got this hurdle with Section 230. Ted Cruz kind of forecasted something like this was coming because of Mark Zuckerberg being on Capitol Hill.
Right.
And when Jack went on Capitol Hill, that he like had to read his speech.
Right.
Because he's incapable of dealing with other humans. Like, his algorithms are not as advanced as Mark Zuckerberg.
Sure.
So we know that Facebook produces better AI than Twitter. Like, they just have to. Because Jack can't manage basic human interactions. He had to read his speech, literally read it.
He hadn't received that upgrade quite yet. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how embarrassing it must be to be that guy. What is happening? I gotta... things are very, very strange. Very strange. So yeah, so he's got this thing to overcome. The idea is it's a limited public forum, and this goes back. There's a really old case that I did cover called Marsh versus Alabama, and I found out about this case from Roseanne Barr, which if it's coming from Roseanne that it's premium. It actually was really she was wrong in her interpretation of the case because she said it was still good law, which it's not. But it's interesting because it should be good law. And what that case was they used to have these corporate towns, right? When with big manufacturing facilities or shipping facilities would own an entire section of land, and they would put up houses for the workers to just live in the houses right there.
Right.
And they'd have company-owned stores and everything. It was great. They could pay you in company money that you could use. It's like living in an amusement park and never being able to leave because your money's not good anywhere else.
Like when you were at like summer camp and you went to the canteen.
Yeah.
And you could buy bubble gum and toilet paper.
Yeah, it's like, thank you for using your camp currency. Good luck with that. Or it's like when I was in college, we had a fundraiser and we had to sell these Hardee's tickets. It was, here's the transaction. You give me $1 and I give you a coupon that's worth $1. And you don't get change if you use it. So it was a terrible deal. Absolutely terrible deal. But that was the fundraiser. So that's what it was like in these company towns. They're really kind of horrific.
Yeah.
But they were this interesting way that companies found during wage caps and stuff like that, they could compensate their employees extra by giving them a house.
Right.
But then the Jehovah's Witnesses came, as they always do, and the company reacted like everybody does. They said, literally, get off my lawn. And they told the Jehovah's Witnesses to pound sand. Like, you have to go off of our private property and go stand on the highway and get hit by a car.
Does that work, though?
No.
Because I've never been able to get a Jehovah's Witness to leave by just asking.
It only does if they can sue you when it happens.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So they knew that they couldn't stay, so they left, and they sued the company, and they won. Because it was private, but they owned the roads. And so they're like, well, look, if a company owns the entire, if a private entity owns what would traditionally be public, like the entirety of the public space,
right,
then it's got to be the public space. Because you can't just have a company, because eventually, like, Disney would just buy the entire country, and then we'd all be censored under Disney's rules.
Okay, but I get that. But when you are self-proclaiming that your platform is the new town hall. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's comparable. Well, yeah, it's comparable, but I personally think that if you're going to call it the town hall, then everyone should have equal voice.
Yeah, and that's what the Supreme Court said in Marsh versus Alabama. Was that the company, since it was claiming the whole public space, that they had to allow the Jehovah's Witnesses in. Because since it would have been a public space anywhere else. It was just happened to be privately owned. But even the police were privately employed by the company. So like the post office had to go through the private post office for the company as well. Okay. So every single facet of the public sector was privately owned. So the Supreme Court said, these people can't escape the private sector to go make a public declaration, so they have to be able to do it there.
Sure.
And that's why I think that it's an avenue of argument for this whole this Twitter and Facebook thing, is they own the public space. Right. No one's going to the park, setting up a soapbox and standing up and pontificating, except the KKK. They still do that. Like they still go to the park with like 8 people. As long as they have a permit. Right. They get their permit and they have their little like barbecue or whatever, and everybody's very uncomfortable.
I bet you the KKK they boil their meat.
They boil their meat.
I bet you they boil their meat.
You don't think they roast it over open crosses? Because like
I've never gotten close enough to find out.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
But the last KKK gathering I saw, it was in the news. They were actually peaceful, and a bunch of people came up and started attacking them. And then one of the guys like just stabbed a bunch of people because
one of the KKK members.
Yeah, he looked rough. Like he got beat really badly, and he eventually pulls out a knife and starts sticking this guy. and he was acquitted. He was arrested, but they let him go.
Well, it's self-defense,
Yeah,
right?
and it was a clear, like, video is clear.
See,
but it was a shame.
that's my issue. My issue is that, if we are going to embrace free speech as a nation, we have to be willing to allow speech that is going to offend us.
Right.
Like, your right to free speech does not end where my right to become offended begins. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to allow all free speech unless it offends me, that I'm done.
Right. Then what have you actually allowed? You haven't allowed anything.
You haven't allowed anything. And then it becomes, because what offends you might not offend me. What offends someone else might not offend another one. So that's a little bit frustrating as it pertains to free speech, because everyone says they believe in free speech, but yet they believe that someone should be censored because they said something that hurt their feelings. So,
yeah, the real question is what you do to someone who says the joke that you don't like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, if I'm going to be real, as much as I, for obvious reasons, don't particularly love the KKK, I have to also, as an American, stand for their right to exist, which is a tricky slope.
Well, and the thing, like, with groups like the KKK now, they don't have credibility. They don't have numbers. They've got a couple people holding on to an ideology that is the world has largely moved away from.
Right.
I mean, there's still people who have racially insensitive views, but most people are opposed to the killing of other people based on race. Like, we're kind of there.
Yeah.
As a society.
Most people would frown on that.
Yeah, it's not it's bad optics.
Yeah.
The last time I tried it, I got a lot of flack for it. We'll just say that.
Yeah, no.
But
yes, so someone sent me in my inbox a list to prove to me that that racism was on the rise. They sent me a list from a Texas law firm.
Yeah.
Of all of the hate groups that are on the rise.
Wait, was it a Texas law firm?
It was a Texas law firm. I'll send it to you real quick. But so the Black Israelites were on there. Several Black Israelite groups were on there.
Yeah.
What's the Black Antifa?
Black Lives Matter.
There you go. BLM was on there.
Oh, now the Texas law firm sending this out is making sense.
Right.
Okay.
But then the Citizens for Freedom was on there as a hate group. I mean, several churches were listed on there. It was kind of interesting because 90% of the hate groups it was news to me. I didn't realize they were hate groups, but I guess the hate group the definition has been loosely.
Yeah, it's subjective.
It is.
We have no idea what it even means. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It just means I don't like them.
And that's dangerous. That's really dangerous. So,
right.
And I'm sorry. I got off the Devin Nunes thing again. Sorry.
Yeah, but so did Devin Nunes, I'm sure. Okay. Should I read his mean tweets of Devin Nunes?
Yeah, I want to hear these.
Okay, let me
I want to see if they're as bad as some of the inboxes I've gotten today.
Let's see. Come on.
You know what? To throw everybody off, next time you should have myself and Drexel on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just you two though.
No. No, we should really throw them off.
I think I'm Drexel.
Yeah, but it would be fun because it would be like an Oreo. We'll sit on each side of you. That
sounds dangerous. No.
Live a little dangerously, Nick. It'd be kind of fun. It would throw people off because they wouldn't be able to figure out who was who.
We'll see.
Is that Nick? Is that Q? Or is that Drexel?
Well, I wouldn't want you two stealing my show.
Well, it probably would happen. It probably would happen.
Okay, so here's the really offending quotes. The really offending quotes. This is from Liz Mayer. Liz Mayer. I don't know who this person is. So Devin Nunes quotes, "Nothing surprises me anymore." And Liz Mayer says, "To be fair, I think that at Fresnoby writing up your investment in a winery that allegedly used underage hookers to solicit investment, which seems like in some countries that might be effective. An allegation you've known about for years, during which you've stayed invested in it, I might add, did surprise you. So that's one. That's a brutal tweet. These people are not good at insults.
No.
They should have just called him a cuck. That would have been funnier. This next person this is Devin Nunes' mom. They have what I can only presume is a picture. Running around DC, jumping from Ubers, doing political stunts, obstructing an investigation he was supposed to lead, leaking classified info, and what about Central Valley's water infrastructure? I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of this BS. Hashtag remove Nunez. Hashtag Drew for 22.
Oh my goodness.
The
horror.
The left cannot meme. These people aren't funny at all.
Yeah, no. That's pretty bad.
Let's see. These are just not even. I'm gonna see if there's one. Devin Nunes, your district is looking for you, ? Are you trying to obstruct a federal investigation again? You come home right this instant or no more Minecraft. There we go. There's the hot joke from Devin Nunes' mom.
That dug a little deep.
Well, see, I think that's probably why he's suing, because she's taking away Minecraft. You can't do that to Devin. He's gotta build them structures. These are all not funny. Oh no, wait, this one's good. How do I get this to you? Here we go. No. Hold on, I'll find it again. It says, here's a helpful diagram to explain their relationship. I'm going to show it to you and then I'll screen.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah.
Let me pull it up over here. Oh, come on. Every time I switch this. Wait, I can't screen share this as easily as I thought. Never mind. Sorry guys, you're going to be out of the joke. No, let me get it ready.
Yeah, so Devin's basically not offended. He's just mad that if you're going to come for him, at least come correct, right?
Yeah.
Like with these weak jokes, like that's terrible.
Yeah, that's
You're going to kick him off of Minecraft and you're accusing him of doing heinous things with Putin and Trump.
Well, I think, to be fair, it'd be doing anus things with Putin and Trump.
And in all fairness, I don't mean to be disrespectful to people who like that sort of thing. I mean, yeah, who am I to judge?
Oh, where? The perfect person. Actually, I don't have it set up to pull this up on stream. Guys, I'm just going to explain the joke and make it worse. It was, it's just a human centipede diagram of Putin eating and then it going into Trump's mouth, which is presumably sewed onto Putin's butt. Now, Putin is the most fit of the three. So Putin eats and then it goes into Trump's mouth and then it comes out of Trump's anus and into Nunez's mouth and then it goes out of Nunez's anus, I guess. Yeah, Putin is the shortest but fittest. Trump's a little thicker. Nunez is apparently the tallest of them. I don't know if this is an accurate thing, but you'll have to find it. It's like an Easter egg.
And then does Twitter finish the puzzle? Are they like number 4?
Yeah, there you go. So straight into Twitter's mouth.
We should probably finish it out and repost it. I wonder if it'll get me kicked off. I'm pretty sure I'm shadow banned right now on Twitter anyway. So
yeah, no. And you should be, I think.
Yeah, no one else would see it.
No, you should be Sandy Beige 42 banned on Twitter.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
They got to get the shading right.
Right.
If you're gonna throw shade, at least make it correct.
At least, yeah. At least make it the proper shade.
So I can't show the picture because of poor planning on my part. I don't have a way to actually get the picture onto the screen right now, and I'm not gonna sit here and fiddle with it for 20 minutes. We are at the time to read some super chats, so I'm gonna read through them. We'll address them, and we'll just keep going from there, and then we'll talk about Sandman in a little bit, and CNN, and how this stuff kind of mixes together. I think. Let's see. Marshall says, Nick preempting those racist allegations. I'm very much opposed to emptying those racist allegations. My man got an N pass now. No, we're going to talk about how all white people get an N pass later in the show, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you really want to know how you can forever have an N pass, I'm going to give you the ticket.
We've got a congressional plan.
We have a congressional plan.
We'll send it to Devin Nunes' mom. She'll give it to him. She'll put it on a sign in Minecraft that he can read when he opens his treasure chest. Bandicoot says, I'm slamming rum shots for Rekieta. Good luck, buddy. Best wishes in the morning. Moist John says, I am proud to call you my nigqua. Hashtags or hyphen skipper. Okay. Thank you. Andrew War Snowboard says, is Devin Nunes related to Amanda Nunes? No. Well, actually, he might be. I have no idea, but I'm going to say no. Stand with Vic says, how much soy could Iran soy if Iran soy could soy? Always one more packet is the answer to that. Anarcho Monarchist says, hey, Nick, I sent a message on Twitter, but I thought I'd ask here. Would you be against discussing the issue happening in Nevada regarding a judge attempting to bribe our former sheriff? I wouldn't be against it. I don't know anything about it. So that's interesting. Siren Jag says, butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book, A Reading Rainbow. Average Gamer says, listening to a lawyer and swiping through Tinder. Uh-oh. If you swipe incorrectly, please call me immediately. Guns Down Inhale says, Nick, does your friend's name Q stand for QAnon? What do you want to answer that? Can you confirm or deny?
I can't confirm or deny, but I could say my mom had more to do with the Q thing than I did.
Yeah.
But then I embraced it upon becoming more aware. But all I can say is where we go one, we go all, baby.
So were you red pilled by Q?
I am Q.
That's true.
I am Q. So technically, I was red pilled by.
You know, I've never read a single post from Q.
Are you serious?
Yep, 100%.
Really, I got to do a better job of that then.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Q red pilled me, and I'm gonna red pill you.
But I can't read Q's post because then I'll be compromised by Q. And I'll lose all of my sterling credibility that I have.
Well, I mean, but you can always say you were red pilled directly by Q.
That's true.
So
that's true. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Sakaki Onsai says, if I come back to my homeland of central Minnesota, I want to hang with Lawyer Man and his best friend Q. Go Tech Tigers. Okay, sounds good, buddy. Just let me know if you come back. I'm down to hang out. Asia Frazier says, is your friend having an allergic reaction to something?
I do not know. I was playing with my daughter. She headbutted me in the mouth, and so yeah. So
that's
the theory of a 5-year-old.
Kids, man.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
I'm having an allergic reaction to how freaking hot it is in my office. That is actually true. It's not gonna help. It's not going to help. Let's see. Bagel Goose says, Dear YouTube, we love the countries of Israel and New Zealand. Also, it's good seeing Drexel again. Kidding, I missed introductions. Storm Knight MD says, LaChoy soy sauce fits Ron better. Chinese soy sauce is usually saltier than Japanese soy sauce. Kikoman. Shadow Guff says, finally made it to your live stream. Welcome, buddy. 9mm sleeping pill. Says, how I know this guy is cool. Nick passing out his sweet tea more than whiskey. Pleasure to have you, my friend. He has both. Sweet tea and whiskey. Although the sweet tea didn't come from me. It's from the research assistant. That's what I'm calling you because I don't want to put your name out there. The assistant of research. The legendary devil hunter Dante says, the NPCs are attacking Reuben Langdon now. Well, Reuben Langdon, if the NPCs are attacking you, my friend, give me a call. Let's have a chat. Propane Daddy says, a popular way to cook brats is simmer in water. Also brats. I don't like simmering.
No.
Yeah,
that's the lazy way to do it. It really is.
Yeah.
No, you don't follow up with the grill. You turn the heat on low, and you cook them, and towards the end you turn up the heat.
You turn the heat on high, and you just cook them.
You probably burn a lot of brats.
I cook everything on high.
Yeah, you're just impatient, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you burn a lot of brats.
I don't burn anything.
Yeah.
No.
You like
no way.
You like your sausage black, don't you?
Oh, come on. Order. No. Next time I hit you. Oh my gosh. Plum Logan says, cough, hard bastard, cough. Yeah, I know, but I've never even talked to the guy. I've never even talked to him, so I'm not opposed. Storm Knight MD says, LaChoy is a better choice of soy sauce for Ron. Chinese soy sauce is saltier than Japanese. I already read this, but oh, it's the exact same thing. Thank you for sending that twice. I appreciate it. Ashley McGuire says, no wonder you never lost a case. A nose that size can sniff out the lies. Almost unfair. And is he one of the dudes that beat up Jesse Smollett?
They were Sandy Beige 45.
3 shades darker. Oh my God. What do you think about that?
Will YouTube kick me off for saying they should hang him? I didn't say it. I just asked is that acceptable to say?
I don't know if YouTube would kick you off for that or not.
You know what? See, okay, so my biggest issue with all this is we have some terrible race relations in this country right now as it stands.
Okay, wait, before you go on, because I want to hear the rest, but I'm curious. Are they worse now than they were in 2007?
Yeah, they're worse now than they were in 2007.
Because like Obama rides in on his white horse, because he's like a centaur. The horse is white, and he's black on top of it.
I'm pretty sure it was a gray horse.
A gray horse?
Yeah, I don't think Obama would ride anything white. But moving on.
But I think Michelle would ride something half white.
It's quite possible. It's happened.
But Obama rides in on this. Oh, we're gonna move past racism. We're gonna become post-racial. Everything's gonna be great, and things get worse.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say that in one tone and then come back with the whole, Trayvon could have been my son. My son looked like Trayvon, or all the other misspeaks that he made. The police acted stupidly with the professor from.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
It was.
Let's have a beer summit. Come on down to the White House. Crack a cold one. It's like, you're the president. Can you get something better than a beer?
Yeah, right. So they get mad at President Trump for serving college kids burgers.
Yeah.
But yet he brings in a professor from what prestigious university was that? And I think it was Yale or something like that.
Something stupid, yeah.
And has a Budweiser. I mean, it was probably, with Obama, it was probably like Stella Artois. It probably wasn't even like an American beer.
You give him a Zima?
It's probably a Zima or a Heineken or something. Like, honestly, it wasn't an American beer, though.
Pour the man like a... You're the president of the United States. You gotta have a 50-year Macallan in that White House somewhere.
Oh, man, I don't know.
At least a 25.
I don't know. It was Obama, though.
Yeah, well, I think that's the stuff that Michelle came in and threw out all the stuff that was important, like the statue of Winston Churchill. She got rid of that. She got rid of the Macallan.
Yeah, the Macallan went to the wayside. I mean, it's probably just Mad Dog 2020.
Okay, so you were saying that we're at this point where race relations are a real problem.
Yeah, I mean it's gotten a lot worse. I mean, but a lot of that has to do with, I think the media has had a lot to do with that. I mean, you can only call people racist for so long before they finally say to hell with it. If you're going to call me a racist, whether I am one or not, I'm just going to embrace it, you know? And I think that's had a lot to do with it. Plus the other side of it is unfortunately everything triggers everything is racist now. I mean, everything has a racist undertone. It can't be that I just don't like you because I don't like you.
Right.
It has to be I don't like you because you're black.
Yeah.
Or you're not. Well, kind of.
It depends on the day, really.
It does. It depends on the day.
I'm Sandy Beige 12.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Just 30 shades lighter. But yeah, so I mean, I do think that that race relations are a lot worse. But I came up in the South in a time where there was real racism. I remember, when I was younger, when I was a kid, going to look for a house with my parents, and in the deed restrictions, it clearly stated that you could not sell a home to a person of African or Negro descent. They could not live in that neighborhood.
They had to make sure they got the Jamaican descent ones. Too,
right. Yeah, they had to get everybody.
Right.
Yeah, African or well, I'm quote. Can I use the word? I mean, Negro descent. I mean, that's what it said.
You're fine.
Okay. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
I can't say anything.
Really?
Yeah.
So I can hard art and be just fine.
I can only say white. I got the white card from YouTube. That's what you get actually at 40,000 subscribers. They give you the white card.
White card? Wow. That's quite a privilege you have there.
Don't you dare try and say it, though. I'll throw you off this stream so fast.
All right. So no, I think that it's come that it had progressed a long way, and I feel like we've just gone backwards really quickly. And then for someone to come out and a half-rate actor at that to come out, and we all knew it was a lie. I mean, come on, man. Let's be honest. MAGA country, downtown Chicago. Have you ever been to Chicago? There is nothing MAGA. First off, any of us who are true Trump supporters want nothing to do with Chicago. I mean, no offense to, I'm sure there's great people in Chicago.
There's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, there's a couple of them there. But yeah, come on now. Nobody wants that's. We're not going to claim it anyway. And really with bleach. Yeah. And a rope. Wow. That's the best thing you could come up with. I mean, he went for the gusto. He went for a little bit too much.
Wasn't it negative 20 degrees on the day that they were
right?
Like the idea some country rednecks are strolling around. Some country rednecks just happened to be in downtown Chicago. Looking for their, thank my lucky stars, we found the Negro to beat man.
We've been waiting all day for a Negro in Chicago. And it just so happens we got lucky and found a famous one.
They found one.
We found one black guy in all of Chicago, and it only took till 2:00 in the morning. Leaving a Subway. Well, first off, you should have your black card pulled for going to Subway to begin with. Are you kidding me?
Wait, when you say, oh yeah, because they have the above ground rail in Chicago. So leaving a Subway, you mean like a Subway sandwich shop?
Yeah, leaving a Subway sandwich shop.
Man, has it had hard times falling on the actors?
What did he say? He says they open so when you hungry, you can get something to eat. I haven't been that hungry in a long time. Ooh. That I thought, let me go to Subway. Let me spend $10 on a sub where I can get 2 ounces of meat and just load that son of a gun down with vegetables. I mean, that just really hits the spot at 2:00 in the morning. Yeah. No. You got to have
something greasy, savory. Like you go to Popeyes.
Or sweet. Like, you know what I mean, being from Texas, let my roots come out a little bit. At 2:00 in the morning, I could go for a bourbon pecan pie. I could go for that. I could go for a brisket sandwich.
Yeah.
Right?
See, everywhere needs a Buc-ee's. Everywhere on earth needs a Buc-ee's because you can get beef jerky, you can get your brisket, you can get some kolaches 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And someone was trying to tell me Quick Trip was the best gas station.
No.
Yeah, I deported that person.
Yeah.
Myself.
That person should be escorted to the Minnesota border.
Yeah.
And banished to Iowa.
Yeah. We do need a wall around that
You've been banished to Chicago forever and eternity. So yeah, so in hearing the story, you kind of knew that it had some falsities in it.
Sure.
Because I'm not buying it. I mean, on double coupon day, I'm not buying that one. So, but then to make matters worse, this is a wealthy guy. You pay them what, $3,000? Allegedly. Sorry.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Don't you dare besmirch the good name of Jesse Smollett.
Yeah. That's the last thing I want to do is besmirch the name, but I can. It's my privilege.
Yeah.
To call BS on it. But to give the guys a check of that, you don't really.
At least get a money order. Wait, aren't they Nigerian?
They're Nigerian.
Why didn't you just Western Union the money to them?
It seriously is the first time a Black American actually cheated a Nigerian.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's never happened before in life. So, but yeah, I thought that was ridiculous. So in hearing the story, immediately it didn't sound right. I mean, it sounded way too cliche to me.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, the fact that we do have real race issues in the country, for him to essentially almost start a race war as a result of it, I'm sorry, that's unforgivable as far as I'm concerned. So
yeah, because in a town like Chicago, we saw it heck down in with Michael Brown,
right,
the Michael Brown shooting. We saw how dangerous it is to fan the flames of racial fighting.
I mean, he could have caused Black people to burn down a whole neighborhood, their own neighborhood anyway, but burn down their entire neighborhood. He would have caused the homelessness of thousands of Black people.
Right.
I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So
you can't do it.
Yeah.
We can't have that nonsense.
We can't have that.
So you said hang him, but so I've heard people say he shouldn't get prison for his stunt though.
You know, after making that comment, I'll probably never be able to be on Fox News.
You can definitely be on Fox.
I don't think so.
Just tell him, just go on as Van Jones, like in disguise.
Well, I mean, according to most of these guys, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference between me and Van Jones anyway. Right. We all look alike.
That's what I said. You're fine.
Okay. All right. Good.
You gotta go up like 3 octaves of your voice though, and you gotta get really indignant. Like...
This is a white lash. It's a white lash, people. All right. Anyway, Jesse Smollett. So yeah, no, I think that the idea that you're going to attempt to incite violence. I mean, you can't tell me that he had any other intention but to incite violence as a result of that, or to start true race issues in the country due to a lie. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean,
yeah, I can't figure out the motivation at all. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I think he was his career wasn't going that far. I mean, truly, had you ever heard of Jesse Smollett before all of this? So
no, I keep thinking the name's a joke. Actually.
So, I mean, technically, I guess maybe it worked. Maybe he was trying to get his name out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. But,
well.
So now he's a household name now. So. Win for Jesse, but he's about to go to jail and possibly. Well,
I think he'll get a plea deal and stay out of jail.
But
I don't think he should.
He pled not guilty.
Yeah, well, you always plead not guilty at the start because you got to negotiate.
He owes it to the rest. He's already wasted enough of our time. He owes it to the rest of us to end this quickly and to move on.
Yeah,
he's taken up way too much of our time at this point. So
now, if he hangs himself in jail, is that a hate crime? Or would he have to pay the Nigerians to break into the jail to hang him?
I think he's half white and half Black, so it depends on which part of him hung himself.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's either racism or revenge. That's it. Right there. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? I'm gonna read a couple more and then we'll get back to we'll get back to. We'll talk about the Covington kid.
Oh yeah.
Which is disgusting. Seth says the fattest species of primate is humans, 100%. But I didn't say primate, I said monkey. Darth Bobcat says that's not Drexel. He didn't wear a hat. Drexel did not wear a hat. Actually, I think on one stream Drexel did wear a hat, but not a baseball cap style. And
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so Mr. Producer, this.
Wait, you got to say that like Mark Levin, Mr. Producer.
Mr. Producer. Does he talk about monkeys all the time, or is this special? So
you brought him up.
I didn't bring it up.
What?
Actually, I did. I said the monkey and the cockroach, didn't I?
Yeah.
All right, you're free.
Because I was talking about a fat, like not a manatee, but some round object with a blue wig, and you're like monkey and cockroach. Don't you lay your racism at my feet? It's not fair.
I was just curious to find out if this was just common or if it was special for me.
I'm riffing off of you.
Well, okay, all right,
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
Golly, man, I thought I had a lawsuit.
You're gonna have to pay me reparations. Senor Chang says, how well do you think you do in a meme lawyer battle royale? I'd say at least top 10 until that sneaky B word, Larry H. Parker, snipes you with an AWM. Probably a bad idea to team up with Salino and Barnes. They'd betray you, then betray each other. I think I'd come out on top. I'm going to try and get Barnes on the show. This Covington stuff is fascinating. And I'm going to get Barnes on the show. Mainly because I need some other lawyer to tell people it's okay to talk about lawsuits that are ongoing. Because you would not believe how many times I get on Twitter, you're not supposed to talk about this. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just a guy yelling about a lawsuit.
That's kind of your job, though,
it's
right?
Literally my job.
Yeah. To fervently defend your client.
Yeah.
Our clients in general.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not talking about any of my clients on stream.
So let me ask you: Are the people that are sending you these tweets, are they lawyers?
No.
So wow.
No, they're idiots.
How do you really feel?
Several of them are paralegals.
Oh, okay, well, that's kind of a lawyer. Pretty much, right?
Kind of.
That's like
one of them's a Canadian paralegal. So
that doesn't count at all.
Right? Yeah.
Canadians don't have laws, do they?
Canadian paralegal is like buying Asian food from Applebee's.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I had this great Chinese food the other day. Where'd you get it? Applebee's. Get out.
I think you can buy a Canadian paralegal degree at Office Depot in Canada. I'm pretty sure.
They apologize and they sell it to you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry your career is like this.
They do. I don't trust any country that can't even make a decent donut. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Someone told me to go to Tim Hortons or Tom Hortons?
No.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my life.
The Mall of America has a Tim Hortons.
Does it?
And I bought 2 donuts there because I was like, because no one can figure out in Minnesota that a donut costs like free, right? Like
pretty close, yeah.
You get a dozen donuts for like $4.50, but in Minnesota you go to Tim Hortons and you pay like $1.30 a donut.
Yeah.
And I took one bite and I threw it in the trash. I threw my second donut in the trash. I bought a third donut and threw that in the trash. I was so mad at Tim Hortons. They ruined everything about that experience.
Yeah, that was awful. And no offense, but everyone knows that the best donuts are made. What's the word I use?
By Vietnamese people?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Vietnamese people make the best donuts.
I was thinking about my grandmother, and I was going to use the word Oriental, and I thought, I can't use that word.
Someone told me that was a rug, not a people group, so we can't use that.
Okay, all right, so sure.
I don't know if that's true. But
I don't know. I'm pretty bad at this stuff, but
yeah,
if there's not a Vietnamese person in the donut shop, I'm turning around and walking out.
Yeah,
so.
And if you don't understand that, you've never been to an appropriate donut shop.
No,
and I'm sorry, but one day you'll learn and you will thank us for that recommendation. If you walk in and God help you, you see a white person behind the counter Get out, because they're probably locking the door. Get out immediately.
Yeah.
You cannot do it. You cannot do it. Cannot do it at all. Holy Lord. And no, I'm not saying that it's Vietnamese donuts. It's a Vietnamese person making whoever came up with the donut recipe.
Did someone just say Dunkin' Donuts?
Not Dunkin' Donuts.
Can you kick them off?
Is
it possible?
I'm tempted to tell my mods to ban all Dunkin' Donut talk.
Yeah. Free speech ends at that nonsense. Yeah, no, I'm offended. Extremely offended. Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kremes are okay.
They're
if you
okay.
have nothing else.
In a pinch. In a pinch, they'll do.
Entry level of good donuts.
But see, okay, so my problem with Krispy Kreme is Krispy Kremes are only decent when they're hot. If they're not hot, they cease to be decent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you ever get one out of the counter.
Oh, God, no.
They have to brush the dust off first. Don't ever eat those. Don't get a Krispy Kreme with sprinkles.
When there's, real donuts are just straight glazed, right? I mean,
that's it.
That's anything else is just foolishness.
Yeah, straight glazed donuts.
Just that's it.
No gay glazed donuts. No sprinkled donuts. No frosted donuts. Glazed donuts.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we were going to talk about this CNN lawsuit. So the Covington kid, he sues Washington Post for like $250 million, right?
I know he's suing CNN for $250 million.
Okay,
what he's
maybe
suing?
Maybe it was $200 million on Washington Post.
That kid's gonna be rich.
He's not getting $200 million. He might get like $100,000.
For his sake,
CNN will have to apologize and send him to Yale so he gets re-educated.
I hope for his sake that I really don't care so much about the kid getting money, but I think the only way that these things are going to stop being a thing is for more people to hold these people's feet to the fire.
I think so too. And I think what? Oh, they're both 250? Okay.
So
you can talk, research assistant. Okay.
So $500 million is what, I mean, if I had to sit there and listen to bad singing for 5 minutes and then have people disparage my name, I'd want some money too. And
that guy has to have some stink breath.
Oh, it looked like it.
Nathan Phillips is breathing fire. Yeah,
that was kicking like Bruce Lee, man. So if I had to sit there, and he probably had to get a tetanus shot after having that guy, breathe on him. So
someone comes up and has like the military inoculator right in the middle of it. This is for your own good, sir.
Yeah. So after that, for sure, he did deserve to at least go after him for $500 million. He's not going to get $500 million, but I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Well, in reality, now, so how you do these damages is, of course, it's very, very difficult. Like speculative damages for future economic loss is hard because and the insurance companies are pretty good at this, because if you have a wrongful death case, you have to figure out how much money the person would have made over the course of their life, because that has to go to a spouse or something, because they're losing that income.
Sure.
So, they do this. There's no way you can tell how much a 17-year-old kid who hasn't even managed to graduate high school yet, like, what a slacker. 17, he hasn't graduated twice already.
Right.
But there's no way to tell if he'd be a complete screw up like I was, or if he'd make something useful of himself and go like be the CEO of an oil company. So it's hard to say if he'd be worth $250 million. But the underlying principle is that this kid, for maybe ever, will not be able to pursue. He'll have trouble pursuing any career.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it doesn't matter what his grades are. When he goes to apply to a college, they're going to go, oh,
you're that guy.
It's that guy.
Right.
Like they should have done with David Hogg, but they decided not to.
Yeah.
Well, they all rejected him one year, and then suddenly he's Ivy League next year. that 1 year of maturity on social media, where he spent just playing Fortnite and jerking around on Twitter.
Well, now that we know you can buy your way into an Ivy League school,
right? He already could have. His dad was the FBI. He was an FBI agent or whatever. So he should have just threatened the school.
Yeah. Threatened them with a 2-year-long investigation if they didn't. Yeah,
right,
for sure.
Yeah, he could have called up Mueller and said, "We're coming after you next."
Let him in.
Yeah. Give him his own wing, his own dorm, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
But no, like, it's hard to say how much he would earn, but he's gonna have trouble with college admissions. He's gonna have trouble with any employment, because any college that lets him in, it's gonna be a news story.
Okay, but how do you figure the punitive damages? I mean, that's pretty hurtful, right?
Punitive damages should be infinity, in my opinion.
Well, that's definitely infinity is definitely more than 500 million. So
I don't know if CNN's worth more than 500 million. Punitive damages. He's CEO of CNN. From now on.
Well, what did CNN just got bought out by AT&T, right?
That's you said that earlier, but I have no idea.
Yeah. So what did they, Mr. Producer?
Cut 32. Go.
What did they buy him for? What did CNN get bought for? They just got bought out by AT&T. So, okay, so my issue with the Nicholas Sandman thing is that, if you look past everything else, the fact that there were emails sent between management at CNN that were correcting the story, and they said, no, you need to go ahead and continue to push this false narrative.
Right.
No, this is what we want. If you had the truth and you chose not to at least attempt to fix it, as far as I'm concerned, at that point, whatever he asked for, he should get. I mean, you made it a point to attempt to destroy this kid simply because he wore a MAGA hat. And what did he really do? What did he really do? What was his true crime? Just standing there, smiling?
He didn't kill himself immediately.
He took his life in his own hands with that breath. We already have established that, right?
Well, now he's patient zero, and we all get to sue him for whatever horrific disease he contracted. But no, he was in an impossible situation, because if he turns around and walks away, he's disrespectful.
Right.
If he backs up and stares at him, it's intimidating.
Right.
If he walks forward and touches him, it's assault. So you can't even do a hippie thing and try and hug him or something, because that's borderline murder at that point. He has no option in the situation. Oh no,
that would have been a Me Too disaster.
He's like Cortez. He raped the indigenous person.
$85.4 billion.
AT&T. Okay, AT&T.
Not CNN. Time Warner.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
AT&T. Oh, good. AT&T bought Time Warner. Yeah. That's what we needed. We needed less. We needed more hyper conglomeration of the telecom industry. That's good. Okay, so AT&T bought Time Warner for $85 billion, which included CNN, probably as an accidental write-off. Like, they forgot that they owned it, and they're like, they call it Cooper's house now for Anderson Cooper. They're like, oh God, just keep those degenerates. Just keep them in one place. Please don't let them screw up the brand too much.
Ugh.
That's what happened.
So with that being said, I think the kid should be rewarded for his restraint. There should be some type of reward for that.
I've been trying to weaponize a smirk for 20 years, and this kid does it while he's still in high school.
I mean, so clearly he has some mastery there.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt threatened by his smirk.
Yeah.
So
well, you should, because it was a smirk of the oppressor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, his smirk was oozing with white privilege.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
Can't Can't do it. Drums up, don't smirk. Oh my God. Whew.
I like it.
So this is a thing though. Like this is a turning point in our society.
Yeah.
We've got these our bastions of information are the media for the past 50, 60 years.
Right.
You have 5 wirehouses in the world. In the world. All of the world's news is written by 5 corporations. You've got what AP, you've got Reuters, you've got Fox, you've got Bloomberg, and you've got someone else. I don't even know who the other
Al Jazeera.
I don't think they borrow from it might only be 4. But you have 4 or 5 companies that write the news, and everybody else just takes the wire that comes in, and then they just adapt the story a little bit. They add their own journalistic style, which literally most of the time is a copy and paste. You've seen that video, right, where all of the journalists are saying the exact same thing.
See, I did that in college, and they called it plagiarism, though.
Yeah. Well, but they're everybody agrees it's okay, so it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
well.
No one agreed that your plagiarism was okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah, your alleged plagiarism. Lawyers do it all the time. Like lawyers plagiarize other lawyers all day.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, let me review that will. Steal. No.
And you guys are stealing from all the poor paralegals out there, stealing their work.
That's the poor paralegals is all of them. No. Paralegals are a dying breed. Really, they're like Curly from City Slickers.
See, I've been ever since I got a job, like, and I'm not at home, like watching TV, like in the middle of the day. You know, it used to be like in the middle of the day, like between The Price is Right and whatever comes on after that.
Yeah,
they would always, Suzanne, was it Suzanne Summers would come on that would talk about, the different degrees that you could get,
I don't know. I know what you're talking about, but
2
I have
hours
no
a day
idea
working in the middle of the night with a family and all that. You could get a job as a paralegal
and
or a
they'd run
dental
that
assistant.
scrolling list.
Yeah.
It's like 4,000 jobs in 20 seconds. It's like, where's speed
Does
reading?
that still come on anymore?
I don't watch any TV.
Can you become a paralegal in like 13 weeks at like hour a day?
No, it's like it's a 2-year course, I think. It's like an associate's degree.
I could have sworn that she said that you could get it in like 13 weeks.
Yeah, but lawyers probably wanted to price paralegals out of existence. No, but the weird thing is, now good paralegals are very, very valuable.
Sure.
But many of the duties that were traditionally done by paralegals have now been relegated to very effective software. And so you've got the question of, do you pay an employee,
right,
or do you pay $100 a month for scheduling software and research tools?
Yeah.
Well, your research tools cost more, but your scheduling software and the thing that says, okay, you've got this type of lawsuit. Here's the date that you serve things, and it calendars out when everything's due. That's what paralegals kind of used to do. And you've got document creation software that's out there. Did you close that outer door? Thanks. That's the noise blocker. You've got document creation software, which this is what, the other thing a paralegal would do is you'd get a will request and you'd write some notes and they'd type it up in the format because that's, what they did. Well, now you just go on your document creation software. Here's the hint, guys. If you're paying a whole bunch of money for a will, let me tell you how lawyers do it. We hire a company. There's a whole bunch of different ones: Westlaw, Nexus, Bloomberg. Bloomberg's and everything. You've got, I think one's called DocuDraft. You've got all these different things that have document generation, and they do all of the work. They have will templates or trust templates that update every year with the updated laws. What's going on? Oh, that update every year with updated laws. And did you want the Jameson?
Sure.
Okay. And then all you do is you plug in, I need a will for a married individual, and it puts up a template. You fill out a couple blocks, and it populates the will for you. And then they turn around as if they did work, and they're like, that'll be $800. That's what your lawyer did to write your will. Unless you go to me, I write them all. I'm nice, and I don't charge that anywhere near that much.
Yeah.
But that's what's really going on. It used to be that they paid a paralegal to draft it up. Lawyer did this. Now, I mean, sure, they put in a mild amount, but a will, like a basic will.
I'm pretty sure that I could still see the quill lines when you did mine.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, I'm pretty sure it was.
I scratch it on the paper.
And it was on a really nice scroll.
Right, and
so,
it was also inked with the blood of my enemies.
I thought it was red pen, but now that's good to know.
No,
that's good to know.
I don't use pens. We only use arterial, premium arterial fluid. But yeah, that's what they do, and it's crazy. So paralegals are, if you're gonna be a paralegal, several people have asked me about being a paralegal since I started the show. The real advice is, if you're gonna be a paralegal, be a good one. Like, you got to work really hard, because your job is going away.
Yeah, save your money.
Yeah, you can make yourself valuable. You may want to look into just being a lawyer or doing anything else on earth. There are very effective ways to work for a law office that is not paralegal. That is much more, being tech staff. Learn to code. That'll help you probably more than being a paralegal. Being on the tech side of law could be very lucrative over the next couple years. Anyways, where were we?
I would suggest being a dog groomer.
A dog groomer?
A dog groomer. You know how hard it is to get into a dog?
Like, I don't know, because I would never.
I've been trying to get my dog in for like 3 months. So, yeah, clearly they're busy.
They just have clippers and shampoo.
Well, clearly they're busy. So, yeah, and they make a lot more than paralegals. So,
do they?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You gotta. Yeah. It's your fault, though. You people gotta stop paying. What do I mean?
You people.
I mean dog owners, but we'll go with the other one. You gotta stop paying. You gotta stop paying these shysters.
Yeah.
To groom dogs. What is happening here?
It
used to be just a garden hose.
I thought I'd made it, so I figured I'd made it to the point where I was gonna start taking my dog to a groomer. So I felt uppity.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I want to know what it felt like to be George Jefferson. So
we need to at some point we need to calculate out like tiers of success, like when you get to feel smug about the success you've gotten, because there's different levels. Like having the dog groomer.
Yeah.
Like the live-in nanny is way up on the list.
Oh yeah.
Like if you've got the live-in.
Oh, my wife would love me if I got a live-in nanny.
Yeah.
Like
as long as she was ugly.
Oh, she'd have to be like 80 years old with no teeth. Yeah, but she would be.
Yeah,
like...
You're gonna hire Nathan Phillips to be your live-in nanny.
As long as you got vaccinated first, we'll be okay. Yeah.
He's gotta wear the John Travolta suit.
Yeah.
The boy in the plastic bubble. Whenever he's in your house.
No drums. Leave the drum at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, you wake me up with that crap. That's your ass, Nathan.
But so there's got to be, we need to source that out. I think figure out when it's appropriate to be smug. And I mean, it starts off small.
It does. It
starts off when you buy like a Happy Meal for each kid, as opposed to making them split one.
Yeah. That's a milestone.
Right.
That's a milestone for me. It was when I got so smug that I stopped shopping at Walmart and went strictly Target.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Target's where good people shop.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Target's where, yeah. I felt like I was in good company at
I knew
that
it was
point.
when my kids found out that a Big Mac was one sandwich instead of two open-faced sandwiches.
It's like, wow, that's a big Mac.
Yeah.
It's called a double stuffed Big Mac.
Dad, I thought the Big Mac was for two. It is. I just love you that much.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that next level. That next level is but I'm not sure that the live-in nanny, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there. I could use the help.
Yeah.
Because I have stuff to do.
Yeah.
And Lady Rackets, that's the nickname for my wife. Lady Rackets has stuff to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes it would just be really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as she was 80 with no teeth.
Right.
Yeah. That'd be all right. That'd be acceptable.
Sounds a little genderist of you that you said she. You went straight to she on the live-in nanny.
That's not for my wife's sake. That's for my sake.
Yeah. Would you hire a male nanny?
They call them Mannies.
I refuse to use that term. Would you hire one?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against him on principle, but I just don't think I could do it.
I definitely couldn't.
Accepting resumes to laugh at from Manny's. Yeah. So but this is a change in society, right? Like that. I don't know if they allow those anymore.
No, because
the question from the producer.
How does he prove it?
Yeah, I don't want to.
And I don't want to know.
Question from the producers: what about a eunuch nanny? No, I think you just hire a woman. Like that's the. Why are people against hiring women?
Well, with my luck, they'd be gender fluid. I would think I was hiring a woman nanny.
Yeah, then you'd have a Manny by 2 p.m.
And I'd have a Z.
I forgot to ask, what are your preferred pronouns?
You, y'all.
Okay, good.
And yeah, y'all's my, yeah. See, in Texas, we were way ahead of all this. Right. Everybody was y'all.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And then when you got more than one everybody, it's all y'all.
Y'all. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, everybody was a y'all. So we got past this pronoun nonsense a long time ago. So
right.
we're very progressive in Texas. Very progressive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Texas it's still my favorite place. My favorite state. Not my favorite specific place. I do have one place that's more favorite than Texas.
Oh, do tell.
Well, it's Pagosa Springs, Colorado.
Okay.
Because they've concentrated all of the things I love into one place. An absurdly expensive hotel with a very well-stocked bar. That hotel happens to own the world's deepest, or at least North America's deepest hot spring, and has weaponized that into a very effective like series of hot tubs that is open 24 hours. And in this town of like 10,000 people, they have like 15 great restaurants. Okay. Not just good restaurants, great restaurants. All the way from like your bar fare, fantastic bar food, all the way up to like suit and tie dining.
Is that where that Cajun? No, that's not where that Cajun joint was.
No, that's in Winter Park.
That's Winter Park.
And that place is great.
Because I went there.
Yeah.
At your guidance.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I almost brought you back a hush puppy. And I did bring you back a hush puppy.
But it didn't make it.
It didn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the thought.
Yeah, but I did. It's a thought that counts. So
you could have sent me a picture of like a grave of a hush puppy. But yeah, but Pagosa, there's like great restaurants, lots of them. All of the food I've eaten there is good. Now, of course, there's bad food there too, I'm sure. But it's this highly concentrated, very small town. If I could live outside of Minnesota and I couldn't live in Texas, that's where I would move, somewhere right by there.
Yeah.
But it'd be tough because of the snow.
I wanted to live in Colorado, but then I woke up this morning to the horrible news that Colorado, along with like 11 other states, had passed legislation that now they could essentially give their electoral votes to...
No, not them too.
Yeah, God. Now, so to hell with Colorado now. Unfortunately, I can no longer make my home there. So
we're going to have to start winning popular votes. I guess we need a wall, right?
That would help. That would help.
We need, well, no, but we're talking about two different things. You're talking about the border wall to Mexico. I'm talking about the wall around the only libertarians in the country that would be me and like me.
Yeah.
I need a wall around me
I'm okay.
and throw everybody else out, and then I'm the only voter.
I'm okay with building a wall around myself. I'm perfectly fine with that. Keep people out.
Would you wear like a mobile wall? Would it
That would
be
be-
attached to you so you walk and like there's just a wall moving around?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm fairly antisocial, so yeah, that would be perfect.
You gotta have a gate.
Ooh.
Because, I mean, you gotta let people in sometime.
Says who?
I don't know, your feelings?
I have kids.
A
Yeah,
psychiatrist.
that's right. You get a gate for conjugal visits.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in a prison of my own making, baby. You better visit.
Yeah, I suppose I could deal with that. I mean, if they're not going to give us the other wall, I suppose that's the next best thing, right?
Oh my God, you are lying. Sorry. Someone in the chat says Shane Holmberg wants round 2. I'm dead serious. He's calling you out. Well, I mean, why didn't he just call me? I have a phone number. Yeah, Shane Holmberg, good luck. What a god. This guy came on my show to educate me about the law. I'm not joking here.
I watched that episode.
You watched that? Yeah. Oh.
That didn't go too well.
Yeah, that was not
That was a dumpster
not a good
fire.
look for him.
That was a dumpster fire. He's not a lawyer, is he?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was gonna say he should get.
No.
I was gonna say he should get his money back.
His apartment is as big as this vault. So. Because shockingly, because of the internet, someone actually found the blueprint. Like, so I've seen the floor plan of the apartment.
Way to go, Anons.
No, he's not. That guy is not a lawyer. That guy's. He said he worked in like IT for 28 years, and I'm like, then why are you like this? I don't know. I've met several people who've worked in IT for a long time, and none of them are that dumb.
How do you get a round 2 when he
didn't even have a round 1?
You didn't even survive round 1.
Yeah.
Like, that's, yeah. Round 2 is typically where you settle it because it was so close that,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Ugh.
like I went into hospice
I was embarrassed
and
for
just
him.
started yelling at someone laying in the bed. That was the description of that discussion.
It's definitely not a battle of wit when your opponent is unarmed. So, yeah.
Okay. We're at like we're almost at super chat time again, but we're behind, so I'm gonna read some more of those, if that's all right.
Go for it.
Seth. Oh wait, that was Painful Buggery, which is again, it's like my favorite name because it's so disgusting. I'm a biologist. Heaviest monkey is the mandrill. So there you go. Darth Bobcat. What? Oh my God, how embarrassing for this guy. How embarrassing for this guy. I know what's going on, Shane. I know what's actually going on. And we'll see how that goes. All right. Heaviest monkey is the mandrill. I think I missed that one earlier. Oh, here we go. Asia Frazier says lisinopril can cause swollen lips in black males. So there you go. I guess it's lisinopril and not your daughter's head that did it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't had any lisinopril lately.
I don't even know what lisinopril is.
Yeah.
But Shane's decaying chair. Oh, how timely. Shane's decaying chair says, you're using Trump's feed being a public forum plus Occupy Wall Street's Zuccotti Park, where a private company couldn't evict people from their public square. But Zuccotti Park is a private park, but it's not the only park around. So it's a little bit. Oh yeah, they weren't allowed to evict them because I guess it was public. Now, there are these weird things where you have a privately owned space, but you voluntarily designate it for public use. Mm-hmm. And that's what Nunez is kind of going for with Twitter. But with parks, it's different. And the reason that you do this with a park specifically is because it limits you from liability for injuries that happen in the park if you designate it for public use. And it also has a tax benefit on the property tax side. Mithrin Emrys says, I think Twitter, Facebook, etc. have brought themselves perilously close to losing platform status via algorithms, mods, and trust and safety councils. And we'll see. Of course, Facebook is probably going to have much more protection after the shooting in New Zealand. They're going to hire more mods, and they're going to have people monitoring more and more and curating more and more content. So I do think that pushes them closer. Mithrin Emrys says, there is only one true beard. He will be in touch. Nacho Dragon 659 says, America is a bit slow about it almost every time, but once that justice ball starts rolling, it goes hard and fast. The Vapus says, you're the blackest nigga I've seen. Blacker than our Lord and Savior SPCC. That's the Southern Poverty Call Center.
How do you know this stuff?
The SPCC? It's a YouTube channel.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
They do prank calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I know them because we're in a similar sphere of influence and audience.
Are they black though?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the SPCC, but that's what the person said. So
I thought it was like that song SPC. Yeah, you know me.
No.
No, it's not. Sorry.
The OPP.
Oh, OPP.
Yeah,
God,
you know me.
I'm gonna get my card pulled.
Yeah, your black card is gone.
Yeah,
it's gone. Hand it over.
My African American Express.
Yeah. Gaston Heap says, "Don't listen to him, Drexel. We don't think you all look alike." That was funny. No one important says, "I like to tell people that I'm a smooth caramel." There you go. Landon. So we're talking about shades again.
I'm taking that.
Landon Mack and James says, "Your guest is handsome. What is his favorite anime?" What's your favorite anime?
I don't even know if you can take. I mean, I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's some purists that don't necessarily.
Don't even listen to them.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z is good.
Yeah.
It's
So
like Japan thinks it's good.
Yeah.
Japan pays for it.
So I guess I'm old. I'm a Goku guy. So
okay, and he follows up with, and does being black mean you're more likely to eat booty hole?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Okay.
No, and I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with being black.
He doesn't know.
It's not my flavor of choice. No.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
N. Frigano says, "Let the insemination begin." Chris Deeger says, "I still say the blackest president America has ever had is Bill Clinton. Plays saxophone, loves the blues, gets them thick booty white girls." Rolana says, "In Australia, boiling hamburgers would get you shunned by the populace." TLJ Screwjob says, "Hey Nick, when I said if Vic is evil last night, I meant as in doing evil things like sexual harassment and stuff like that. Just didn't because $5 for 150 character limit on YouTube. Also asked Drexel, so asking Q, want some KFC watermelon and grape drink?"
Absolutely.
You want KFC?
You know what? No, I'm not a KFC guy, but if he's paying, I'm taking it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, but what's your chicken chain of choice? Mine is Popeyes, 100%.
Popeye. Well, I'm a Church's guy.
Church's is good.
Church's over Popeyes. So.
Church's or Hearts?
Ooh, man. Now you're talking. Yeah. Now you're talking dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hearts over everything. But Hearts is not really a chain. You can get Church's outside of Texas.
Right. Hearts is like Houston Metro.
Yeah. Them Church's biscuits be getting me every time though.
My mom used to drive past a Church's while pregnant with me and vomit every time.
Oh.
Like she'd have to stop at the stoplight by the Church's, open the door and vomit because of the pregnancy.
Yeah.
So from then on, I have rarely eaten Church's chicken.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
But Church's, Hearts, Popeyes, all far superior to KFC. I mean,
yeah.
KFC
So whatever I had. Well, I mean, if you're going really Texas, there's a place called Timmy Chan's. Timmy Chan's is You
ever had a Bojangles?
I have had Bojangles. I've had Bojangles, but I had Bojangles. I was in in Georgia, actually.
Yeah.
And I had a Bojangles. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
You didn't have to report after eating the Bojangles?
No, I didn't have to report. Yeah, it wasn't that good.
The thing I like about Bojangles is if their biscuits get too old, they throw them away.
Right.
They put new ones out.
Yeah, they don't subject you to that garbage.
That's what men do.
That is, or very tough women.
Do you like grape drink? Drexel likes strawberry drink better.
Man, okay, so I haven't had soda in probably 12 years.
Right.
But yeah, I do like grape. I mean, back in the day, orange and grape drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my thing. I told you before the show, like Big Red.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my stuff.
Cinnamon, though. That's
it's more like a red, cinnamon cream soda type deal. So I like that. Watermelon.
I will buy if I'm driving for more than like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I will stop at a gas station. I will buy a grape crush and a strawberry crush. Now, I'll back to back those babies.
So I had the greatest thing ever. When I was in Trinidad, I will give them this. They had tangerine crush. Right?
Yeah.
I've never seen it anywhere else, but they had tangerine crush. It was the best soda I ever had.
We need a wall, but we need holes in that wall for foreign soda. Because Mexico, they have that Manzanita Sol. It's got to be in the glass bottle. You can buy cans of Manzanita Sol. That's garbage. You got to get in the glass bottle, and you got to get it from Mexico with that dirty, nasty water that they use to make it. That's what really gives the sweetness. Oh,
yeah. Montezuma's Revenge all day right there.
Yeah, but it's worth every single...
It's worth every bit of it.
It's worth every grunt.
Yeah, but there should be a big, beautiful door on that wall specifically for...
Do you do salt on the watermelon?
I don't do watermelon.
You don't do watermelon?
I don't eat watermelon at all. No.
I kind of like watermelon. The problem I have with it is that whenever I have it with family, it's always the best watermelon they've ever eaten. You know what I'm saying? Like, inevitably, someone cuts up a watermelon, and then a bunch of people are sitting around, they get their dinner, and they throw the watermelon on, and they eat it, and they're like, oh my, this is the best watermelon. Oh, this is really the greatest watermelon. And I'm like, how is every watermelon the best one?
Yeah, I'm a black guy with good credit and don't eat watermelon. I'm kind of an anomaly, I suppose.
Hand it in. Hand it in. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, I don't do the watermelon thing, but I do the chicken. So if he's buying chicken, I'm down. I'm there. Yeah, I mean, I just think that's American though at this point. Like, have you ever asked anybody if they wanted some fried chicken and they said no?
If they do, I don't talk to them ever again.
Like, that's pretty American. That's like apple pie. I mean, fried chicken is just... I mean, can we stop pretending like that's a black thing at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, because I have to fight white people away every time I go to churches. Or Popeyes.
I was down in Amarillo the other day. And...
Yeah, just down the street in Amarillo. Okay.
Yeah.
We're in Minnesota, by the way.
I've never been to Amarillo in my life consciously. I might have passed through it once. But most of my time's been spent in East Texas.
Yeah.
Like, farther west than San Antonio is pretty rare for me.
Okay.
But I was in Amarillo, and I ate at this place. I Googled, barbecue, because Lady Rackets and I want barbecue whenever we're down south.
Sure.
And I found this place. It was Shy Lee's Barbecue and Soul Food.
Ooh.
It was magnificent. Let me describe it to you.
Yeah.
The building...
I'm gonna have to report after this.
The building is like a gas station with no pumps.
Okay.
And it has like very tall windows. We're talking knee to ceiling windows. So
okay.
Not floor to ceiling, but pretty close. But in front of all of those windows is like a landscaping iron wrought gate, like going around the whole building. So you roll up on this place. There's 3 parking places. There's 5 tables inside. So the maximum occupancy is 15. And you know, like, you walk in, you immediately know, all right, I'm in the right place, right? Because that's how you eat down in Texas.
Right.
You find a place that you feel like you're going to get stabbed in, except they put the iron up to keep the knives from coming in. and the best, like the guy running it, it's like one guy doing all the work that day. And he's the most personable guy, of course, felt like home. And the food was, I mean, I had sausage and crawfish gumbo next to my brisket and ribs. I had red beans and rice with hot link chopped up in it. Oh my God, I was dying. It was, and they had a mac and cheese with jalapeno and pulled pork.
It wasn't like soupy mac and cheese though,
No.
was it? Okay. Oh.
No. It was delicious. And the cornbread was great. The biscuits were great. Everything about this place was great. And here it is in a building that costs as much as this monitor. And I'm like, what do I have to pay you to move to Minnesota? But of course, he's stuck there. That's life.
Oh.
I'm sure he makes a killing because he's got no overhead.
Yeah, he's operating out of a cardboard box. So, yeah.
But my gosh, Shy Lee. I can't preach it enough. Shy Lee's Barbecue and Soul Food in Amarillo. For all of you in Amarillo.
Yeah, I might have to drive to Texas next time I go.
Yeah.
So just to stop
That's
at
a
Shy.
long drive to Amarillo.
It's a boring drive. There's literally nothing on the way or after Amarillo.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
West Texas is a disaster.
It's God's country because only God would live there.
He's the only one who can.
Yeah.
Everybody else goes broke.
Yeah. No.
E-Hero Andrew says, you know what offends me? Offended people. Darking D says, I believe in free speech until I dislike your art, then ban everything. Storm Knight MD says, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences, does it? I can exercise my freedom of speech to verbally take down the offensive. I don't know. I say if you don't have freedom from consequences, then there is no freedom of speech. But I'm making a principled stand there, and it's very nuanced, and I don't have time to explain. Mithran Emmer says, legit question. Is there an actual KKK member who is not an FBI informant / agent at this point? I have no idea. I don't know. Lucas King says the SPLC is adding people to justify themselves. That's to the hate list. Hate groups.
Yeah.
I think that's true. They have to have growth in hate, because if they don't, then they're not important. Cassius says, excuse me, sir, would you be interested in joining our coup to remove Nick from power in favor of the beard? What?
In favor of which beard?
Tie beard.
Oh, tie beard. Okay,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that is
I'm
not
sorry,
acceptable.
I'm slow. Yeah, no.
Tie beard, I will bring him back on the show, but if he tries to take over, he's going to get fisticuffs. Dixie Normus says, give me $1,000 now, boomer. Do I look like Andrew Yang to you? Raging Golden Eagle says, what a noob. You can't read signs in chests in Minecraft. L2P scrub. Toy Bounty Hunter says, Ruben says he's fine. He's been through worse. Ike13D says, get yourself some natural casing link wieners and boil them in beer. Okay. Infragano says, I like this guy. We should tag team Nick. I don't know what that means.
Pause. Yeah, that's just something we say when something sounds suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's we?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I refuse.
I thought you were speaking on behalf of black people.
No, God, no. No, I refuse to even be, yeah. Tag team. Are we going to double Dutch or?
This is getting very uncomfortable. Not as uncomfortable as whatever the tag team is, but
yeah,
it's close.
Yeah.
Bam says Rekieta loves big burnt black bratwurst confirmed. Sinrius. Akari says too cheap to pay. DFW Knight says Q. How can you tell when it's Ramadan? Oh, not Q. Question. How can you tell when it's Ramadan? Answer. When you see Obama jonesing for a Newport. Oh, man. Rando number 9 says, Justice Chat is MAGA country. Libs not welcome. Lucas King says, does Chicago not have a dang Jimmy John's? Jimmy John's or Subway?
Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Jimmy John's.
If only because Subway screws up my sandwich more than Jimmy John's.
Do they have Quiznos anymore though?
No, thank God.
No?
They ruined Subway. Do you remember?
Subway ruined Subway.
Yeah, you're pretty old. You're not. I don't think I think I'm older than you.
You are, but
Hold on. Hear me out. Do you remember?
He calls me a monkey, then he calls me an old monkey.
I didn't call you a monkey. You called you a monkey.
You people.
No, you called that fat chick
Mr.
a
Producer,
monkey.
can you please pull the soundbite?
Pull soundbite 23, go.
All right, so
Listen to this. We gotta talk about
you kook.
you dummy.
No, okay, so what was I talking about?
You were talking about Quiznos ruining Subway.
Right.
I'm
okay,
interested to hear this.
You're old.
Sure.
Old.
Okay.
Do you remember at Subway, before they cut the bread in half, they used to gouge out
the V
trench
shape. Yeah.
out the thing.
Yeah.
And that was a better sandwich than what they do now.
Okay, so before I went to college, I was a sandwich artist at Subway.
You were a sandwich artist.
I was a
and you were in the
sandwich
thick,
artist.
I know the timing. You're already telling me.
Yeah,
You're
so
in the.
That was back
thick of
in the
it.
day when we actually, before they changed it to this dumb color scheme they have now, when it was like the stripes.
What do you have
like,
against color schemes?
I just don't like color schemes.
Okay.
I don't like.
Sure.
It's the scheme part, not the color part
Okay,
that I have a
right.
problem with. So
No problems with
but
colors.
but that was after the time that they had actually went to the sliced bread in half. But people would say, "Oh, can I get it cut the old way?" All the boomers would come in. I want it cut the old way.
Shut your mouth. I made them do that for like 5 straight years.
So you were properly called a boomer. So they would, I want it cut the old way. You can get more meat in it.
You're dang right you can. You know what happens when you cut the thing almost in half? Because it can never finish the job. They have to leave like the little the hinge. For some reason they leave the hinge. It doesn't matter.
Of course, you can get more in there.
When you bite it, the meat goes this way out the side. It's the worst. It's the worst marketing thing they ever did, and they did it because of Quiznos, and you know it.
Is that when you switched to big black bratwurst?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was easier to handle than.
I got tired of white bread.
I
got tired of footlong white bread.
It was hard. It was easier to deal with than the footlong white
I got tired of that floppy footlong white bread.
It
and
does
I
get
went straight to the big black bratwurst.
It gets soggy over time, so I suppose, yeah. All
I
right.
was tired of the mayo squirting out the end as I bit it. Just, I hate you sometimes.
Report. That's gonna cost you like $300.
Okay. Automata says Jussie shows newer let actors do writing/casting. Oh no, never. It's supposed to be never. Jussie Smollett shows never let actors do both writing and casting.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Yeah, he'll never be a producer.
DFW Knight says, isn't ingestion of vegetables a felony in Chicago? Amtank says, Southern Texas Buc-ee's cultists. That's because Buc-ee's is delicious. Forge says, CNN Ariva Martin said David Webb had white privilege. Okay. Y says, Californian here. What's Buc-ee's? First of all, it's Buccees. Or is it 1C? 1C or 2C?
I believe it's 2 C's.
Yeah, it's the funniest gas station you'll ever go to. It's a gas station that's the size of a Walmart. And they have the cleanest bathrooms on the planet.
And you'll see the beaver from a mile away.
Yeah.
You will.
Just like in college. Mandark says, Nick Rekieta's Black Sausage Festival, now premiering on Blacked.com, followed by the season premiere of 50 Shades of Sandy Beige. Watch some of Nick's best work, including Footlong Hate Crimes and My First Cam Show on our guest platform. Goblin Slayer says, the funniest bit about the Jussie Smollett thing is that he wanted to be caught on camera, but he didn't know the nearby security cam was facing the wrong way. Like you're an actor, knowing where the cameras are is step one. Timothy Reaper says, You kick a man's behind, you get to eat his sandwich. That's just how the world works. From Matt Christensen. Zypher Warrior says, I have a Vietnamese bakery here, and they are great. Some kind of magic.
Amen.
I don't think they even grow wheat flour in Vietnam, but they know how to use it here in the U.S.
And maybe the Africans were just hungry. They weren't after him because he was black or gay. They just wanted a sandwich.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, you can't hate him for that.
Yeah.
They beat him up and took his lunch.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a hate crime.
It's not a hate crime.
This is just a straight robbery that makes sense.
It was a crime of necessity.
Right.
They were hungry.
West Texan says Buc-ee's should be ashamed. Trademark trolls.
Whoa.
Remember Choke Canyon Gator. Buc-ee's Beaver trademark Texas Choke Canyon Gator. You know what? That's very interesting. I want this link. Because that might have to be something I talk to someone that you guys like about. I hate Streamlabs sometimes, guys, because it doesn't let me just copy this link very easily.
But I have a confession though.
Wait a minute, what's happening?
I'm more of a Rudy's guy than I am a Buc-ee's guy.
I mean, if you like dirty bathrooms, that's your thing. That's fine.
I'm not going there for the bathrooms. I'm going there for the barbecue and the stuffed baked potatoes.
I guess. I don't know. I got Buc-ee's, man. I love Buc-ee's.
I do love Buc-ee's. Don't get me wrong. In my hometown. Do they have
kolaches at Rudy's 24 hours a day?
No, they don't.
Then what are we even talking about here?
Because we're assuming that the last time I filled up with gas, I got kolaches. And so the next time I'm just going for good barbecue.
If it's late at night, that's not true. I know it's not true.
You know what? Okay, so in that case, I am old. I can't eat barbecue that late at night. So
it's not the barbecue, it's just a kolache.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's exactly. But I'm saying I'm more of a Rudy's guy than I am a Buc-ee's guy.
I thought I was older than you.
You are.
Well, why can't I eat barbecue late at night? I can eat barbecue right now.
It's your white privilege. White people have more acid in their tummies, I guess.
That's true. That's true. Well, I heard black people spit fire, so we've got the acidity, you've got the flame. When you make it a mixtape, anyway.
Okay, so now at this point, he's called me a flaming monkey.
A geriatric.
Geriatric monkey. A flaming geriatric monkey.
Yeah.
You're getting kicked off quick.
This is great.
Come on.
This can't go any more right. Jay Dodd says, enjoying the dulcet tones of Q. DFW Knight says, in DFW, the Koreans run the donut mafia, up to and including jalapeno sausage croissant kolaches. You got to get them out of there. And if they're not running that Earl Campbell hot link, they're not doing kolaches right. You got to put an Earl Campbell sausage in there, or else you're a racist. I know you like the Earl Campbell kolache. Have you ever had the Earl Campbell ones?
I'm assuming I have, because I've had a lot of kolache in my life. So yeah.
Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell is my hero.
I met Earl Campbell.
I did too, but I met Earl Campbell a couple years ago, way past his prime. The dude was beat up. Yeah. He was so beat up.
I met Earl Campbell. He played golf with my grandfather.
Oh, really?
At a pro-am golf tournament in Tyler.
Okay.
In Tyler, Texas. And I was really little. Mm-hmm. And I got to ride in the cart with them.
Oh, man.
The problem with that, of course, is that Earl Campbell in a golf cart is the entire golf cart.
Yeah.
So my grandpa's like standing outside of the cart driving it, and I'm sitting on Earl's lap.
Yeah.
So I'm hanging out with Earl Campbell, and he was really bad at golf. Because he hit the ball so far.
Yeah.
He just always overshot the green, hitting it out of bounds left and right. But we had a great time. He sent me and my sister autographed hats and autographed pictures. I still have somewhere. Although my cat tried to eat the picture.
Earl Campbell's great.
Yeah, I love Earl. He's one of the nicest guys that you could meet.
Yeah. I mean, his legs were like friggin' tree trunks, man.
36-inch thighs.
Yeah, yeah. That's like most people's waist.
Yeah, just a monster.
Well, yeah.
And he had two of them.
Yeah, two of them. Yeah.
Right, he wasn't
so
a
we're talking like
football
combined 72 inches of thigh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's impressive stats right there.
Earl Campbell, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to him, even though he's still alive. Gats says, get on our level, Tim Hortons. No.
God,
Gats,
no.
it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah. He's never to be trusted ever again.
A Canadian once told me that the American Tim Hortons are different than the Canadian ones. And
I was in Canada.
I believe it's zero.
I was in Edmonton, Canada, and someone told me to go over to Tim Hortons. It was the best donuts I could ever have. Lie.
Yeah.
Lies.
They're not good.
Yeah.
Valdezi GG says Southern Made donuts are the best down here in Louisiana. I've never had a Southern Made.
So, I have had Southern Made, and they are phenomenal. But I mean, if I'm in Louisiana, why would I ever get a donut? It's all about the boudin in Louisiana.
Whenever I'm going to Mama's, or is it Mama's on in the French Quarter, and getting myself some beignets.
Oh yeah.
Getting beignets and chocolate milk. That's the breakfast, lunch, and dinner of champions. It's not Mama's. What's that place called? It's very famous. God, I can't remember what it's called. I mean, you go to the French Quarter, you find it pretty easy.
Yeah.
Anyway. Maury Kessler says, how dare you besmirch the name of the Honorable Tim Hortons? That's because Tim Hortons did it to himself. Like Jesse Smollett. Tim Hortons perpetrated on himself, and you know it. Neil Purcell says, are you guys playing Battletoads after the stream? Probably not. It's going to be late. Ike 13D says, being a fatty, I cannot let these imposter donut shops stand unchallenged. You ever find yourself in Ohio, you take your butt to Amherst and go to Kidrowski's Bakery. You must order a snoogle. What is with this ordering? It's a donut, a glazed donut.
No. If you're known, it's like you always know Suspect Barbecue.
Cafe du Monde. That's it. Not Mama's. I'm thinking of Mama's Fish House in Maui. Sorry.
There you go.
Cafe du Monde. Yeah.
You always know a Suspect Barbecue joint when they stand on their sauce. When they say, "Oh, we've got the best barbecue sauce." If you need barbecue sauce on your barbecue, no. Sorry. No.
Dry rub or GTFO.
Yeah.
The barbecue sauce is a luxury you add because you choose it.
Yeah.
The Texan 83 says 14 years in New Zealand and having to drive 2 towns over if I wanted anything close to an actual donut. Dunkin'. Oh my God, buddy. And within the last 3 months, they offered Krispy Kreme at BP gas stations. Beggars can't be choosers. You know what? My heart goes out to you, the Texan. You're closer to donuts than I am. It's embarrassing. I have to go to a grocery store or a gas station. Some guy in my town, when I said, let's bring a Shipley's to Minnesota, he said, well, why? We've got Dunkin' Donuts and Quick Trip, which is a gas station. His tongue was removed. The Texan 83 says, otherwise what they call a donut here is basically whipped cream in a hot dog bun. Well, I gotta calm myself because that's from New Zealand. And I had a bad joke that is not allowed in New Zealand now.
No, culturally insensitive.
We're gonna have a bracket.
Give it a
culturally insensitive joke about New Zealand. You can use your own imagination. Afro Man John says, fully automatic assault smirk. Gotta weaponize that smirk. The last 300, a misfit Negro, says, would be a shame for such a gift not to be used. That might be the smirk. I think that's the smirk.
Yeah.
Sakaki Onsai says, the main companies for American news sourcing, Public Radio International, Thomson Reuters, Washington Post, or McClatchy. AP has a huge wirehouse still too. Professor Richard Face, so that's Professor Dick Face, says, one day, one night, Saturday's all right. These hands, says, from this moment forward, Beto O'Rourke shall forever be referred to as Robert Awoke. Okay. An effing leaf says, Tim Hortons is effing garbage. I'm censoring all of this. There's so much profanity in this chat. They started making out of effing house donuts and crap like that. The new place Canadians go to is Red Robin's. They make donuts in-house. I am no longer friends with Tim Hortons. Red Robin's is my new best friend.
Isn't Red Robin's a burger joint?
Red Robin is a burger joint.
Oh, okay. Got it.
This
Got
is
it.
Red Robin's.
Got it.
Apparently.
Got it. Okay.
They make pretty good burgers at Red Robin. They're a safe bet on a pinch.
In a pinch, yeah, but I mean, I order a small burger and I go for the fries.
Yeah, the all-you-can-eat fries.
Yeah, the bottomless
When I was
fries.
in my first year of college, and I went to a community college my first year.
Okay.
And so I was still hanging out with my friends because I still lived in the same place. They had Bubba's Bottomless Bucket on Wednesdays at Red Robin. Okay? It was all you could eat ribs, chicken strips, and fries.
God, you were living in college.
And it was like $11 for this thing.
You spent $11 on one meal?
White privilege.
Right? When I was in college, we went halvesies on like a cup of noodles.
Well, this was community college, so I was still living with my parents.
Okay, but we still had to go halvesies on a cup of noodles.
Well, I mean, that I guess.
Like in cup of noodles when we were like really living it up. Otherwise, it was like a half a pack of ramen and some Spam for protein.
That's disgusting. That sounds like living in Hawaii. No, when you're white in your first year of college, they buy all your meals for you. The government does.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So we would go actually, but I went with my buddy Drexel and his brother Raz, and we would go every Wednesday. The real problem was that
So were you buying Drexel's food?
No.
You should have been.
Yeah, I should have been.
That would have been like you would have had your reparations payment paid up by now.
But it was all you can eat, so it was like a bargain. So I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
We would go destroy so many ribs and chicken fingers.
Wait a minute. So wait. So this he caught something. So $11 for bottomless ribs?
I'm not even kidding.
They would go broke.
It was ribs. Their ribs were mediocre. The chicken strips were amazingly good.
Okay, so let's make sure we educate the people. So you don't barbecue. You mean so the ribs, they weren't boiled first, were they?
I have no idea how they cooked the ribs at Red Robin.
You can tell.
Well, I'm sure. I usually ate the chicken strips because I was with two black guys. I had to raise my cred, you know.
So eating the chicken was going to get you in?
Yeah,
got it. Okay.
That's how we.
Okay, that's fine.
No, their ribs were only mediocre, so it was like, do I want the? And they were covered in sauce, of course, because they came from a restaurant. They're covered in sauce.
Okay.
So
right.
You try the ribs at first, and then you ask for chicken strips and fries on your second bucket.
Yeah. I mean, you pay more than that for all you can eat cat at the Chinese buffet. So
yeah. Well, this was back in 2001. No, this is 2000.
I see. I was still in high school then. So.
Yeah, right. You should have been able to afford the bottomless bucket because you weren't in college yet.
Come on, man. You know better than that.
No, it was this great deal. And they stopped doing it, but like their chicken strips were really good, and those steak fries that they make are delicious.
Yeah.
They pour the seasoned salt all over them.
Yeah. So, okay. So being from the South, who's got the best chicken strips?
I go with Cane's, man.
God, you know what? I keep on trying to trip him up, but I can't.
Well,
I thought you were gonna say Chick-fil-A.
They've got a sweet flavor in their batter, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I still like it. I mean,
don't get me wrong. I'll eat Chick-fil-A just fine.
Okay.
But if you put Chick-fil-A and Cane's next to me, and it's a Saturday, and they're both open,
we're going to Raising Cane's.
I go to Cane's. Yeah. 10
yeah.
times out of 10.
Yeah, for sure.
My parents don't like Cane's at all, though. Which is weird. They're like, there's not enough flavor on the chicken, on the breading, and I'm like, but it's just chicken. That's what you're eating. You're not eating the flavor. And they like the Buffalo Wild Wings chicken strips, and I think they're garbage. They're like the pounded, like mealy chicken. I don't like it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Sorry. Mr. Archer says if the wife shags the woman nanny, it's a win-win. Wow. There you go. Brooke Hennon says the news called them Nigerian, but they grew up in Chicago and were by all means American. Well, the news is racist then. They went to CPS schools. In Fergano says, I will take pleasure in penetrating Nick's wall. That's weird. Rickard says, if you hire a nanny, get one that is so ugly she gives you a scared turtle. Oh, gross. Woo! Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And yes, please, Shane versus Nick 2.0. What are we even going to talk about? What are we even going to talk about?
Can you answer the Twitter
Scott Severin says, what?
I'm sorry, Mr. Producer. Never mind.
Scott Severin says, it looks like you're sitting way too close together. Actually, there's a magical barrier. I can't even reach him. There, it's a stretch. It's a stretch. Omen says, please respond to Shane with, let's do it, baby. I know the law. John Mystic says, Shane, don't you ever talk to me or my chair again. If I see you abusing any more chairs, I'm calling the cops, you monster. The best debate in the universe says, favorite Kanye song. I don't listen to Kanye. Do you listen to Kanye?
I do now that he came out supporting Trump.
The only Kanye song I know the title of is Gold Digger.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Fair enough.
So I don't. What's your favorite Kanye song?
His music is still trash, but I mean, the fact that he came out and supported Trump, I had to give him a little bit of credit. But College Dropout album was decent, I suppose. That came out like while I was in college. That's like
10 songs.
I know, the whole thing was pretty dope though.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ear Juice says hashtag Gunt Wave. Yo, check out Daft Gunt got that Gunt song.
Jesus Walks. Best Kanye song.
Jesus Walks.
Jesus Walks.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
All right.
Asia Frazier says boiling hamburgers is how Wendy's makes chili.
Ugh.
That's disgusting.
Ugh.
Wooter Van Putten says, who is the blackface lawyer with the MAGA hat? What is happening? That's Q. But Q isn't a lawyer. He's just, but he is in blackface. Or at least shades of blackface. Justin Death Bubba says, don't even hate on Timmy's, Tim Hortons' best coffee. Again, I've heard it from Dunkin' Donuts and Tim Hortons. They're like, oh, they have the best coffee. If you're a donut shop known for your coffee, quit life.
Yeah.
Sakaki Onsai says, KFC equals Korean fried chicken. Nene chicken equals best. Okay, Seth says, if y'all don't shut up, I'm leaving to get Popeyes right now. Also from Kentucky, can confirm KFC is the juice that seeps out of the dumpster by comparison. Whoa, shots fired. I did eat KFC in Kentucky the other day. Well, the other day being last year, or the year before. It was the year before.
So you had Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky?
And that's the only reason I bought it. I was driving through Kentucky, and I was like, well, I got to stop. My kids wanted food. So I got them some chicken strips from KFC, and I bought some chicken for me just so I could eat KFC in Kentucky because my dad has eaten KFC on 6 continents, but not in Kentucky.
So
I had to one up him.
I gotta say that Kentucky Fried Chicken in some countries is not great. I had Kentucky Fried Chicken in Trinidad. Totally different taste, man.
If I'm home or abroad, and I look at my options and I see Kentucky Fried Chicken and anything else, I pick anything else. Except for when I was in Kentucky one time. The next time I was in Kentucky, no thank you.
I can see that.
Just that once. I can't do it.
But when you're in New Orleans, do you get Popeyes?
I get Popeyes everywhere. So yeah.
Kansas City,
yeah.
Albuquerque.
I was so happy when they moved one here because when I was in law school, they opened one up between my school and my house. So I would, every night after class, because they closed at 11, I would drive and get Popeyes on the way home. And I would eat the chicken, throw the bones out the window for the raccoons on the highway or whatever.
Just for the full experience, right? You have to throw the bones out the window.
Yeah, they're biodegradable.
Sure.
Right on 94 in the middle of the city.
That's the true experience.
They didn't last very long.
Right.
They certainly didn't make it till I was out of Minneapolis.
Right.
Okay, let's see. The Youngie42 donated and then said, why was chat disabled on your last video? I don't think it was it? I don't know anything about that. I'll have to check. Cars, it would probably be maybe because, no, my last video was the one with with Josh from Kiwi Farms. I don't know why it would be disabled. That'd be weird. Ours in Depth says, do you allow masse shots on your pool table? I mean, if you got the skills, buddy, do it. If you rip up my pool table, you're buying it. Kit says, how about this? Freedom of the press doesn't guarantee freedom from consequences. Grabs pitchfork. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Very dangerous. Infragano says, we can tag team him. Think Eiffel Tower. Giggity. That's getting horrifying. Rolana1 says, Ty Beard and Nick versus Shane for round 2. Oh, that'd be funny. We'll get the beard on. Amtank says, no comments on Leal's Mexican place. I have no idea what Leal's is. Oh. That was, never mind. Brain broke. That was in Amarillo. That was where Amtank took me and Lady Rackets to dinner in Amarillo.
Okay.
At Leal's, which was delicious. I had a...
Jesus, how long were you in Amarillo?
Like 3 days.
What did you find to do in Never mind.
I was at an anime convention. I was speaking at the
Amarillo?
Yeah, they have 3.
Amarillo must be much more
it's 200,000 people.
Yeah, see, it wasn't near that last time I was in Amarillo.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
But
that'd be like the second largest city in Minnesota.
I was walking through Amarillo looking for an ATM.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was in Detroit about to get murdered. Like I'm walking down the road. Lady Rackets got a tattoo in Amarillo and they only took cash. And so it's just outside of downtown. And I'm like, oh, surely there's an ATM somewhere near here, right?
Yeah.
They said, go up to this bar. It's a block and a half up the road. And they have an ATM. So I go into this bar. There's no ATM in there. So I said, okay. So I'm like, well, surely there's an ATM somewhere.
Yeah.
So I walk another block and there's like a shop and save or something. And I open up and there's the Asian guy behind the bar behind the counter. And he's just looking at his phone. I'm like, do you guys have an ATM? He's like, no, no ATM here. I'm like, okay. So I keep walking. And then it stopped being like I walked past some rundown houses, and then suddenly every other shop was a bail bondsman. And I realized that I was not in the correct part of town. So I called an Uber and hid against a building until the Uber showed up.
So you were in one of those towns that had a lot of police in it, so you felt unsafe?
There were no police that yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably true, but the police weren't even there. There was a literal biker bar and then bail bond shops.
So if there were no police, you should have felt perfectly safe, right?
Well, I'm not black. The police protect me.
Oh, okay. Privilege.
But no, there were terrifying white people walking around. I didn't see any black people in Amarillo, which does not surprise me at all.
Does terrifying come in any other color but white?
No.
I didn't think so.
Well, blue.
Well, yeah. Blue guy starts walking at me, I'm running.
Yeah. Oh, but Amtank. So anyway, the long and short of it, I had a brisket burrito at Leal's. That was great.
Fantastic.
It was really great. So thank you for that. I didn't mean to besmirch the good name of Leal's. I was just explaining Shiley's. Y says Californian here. What's Buc-ee's? I thought you asked that earlier. Buc-ee's is the greatest gas station ever created. Jay Moore says, bro, my first job at 16 was sandwich artist. I'm glad you graduated from Sandwich University.
Absolutely.
Professor Richard Face says, fun fact, there's a couple Quiznos still left throughout Minnesota. Yeah, I think a guy from my high school owns one. The Youngie42 says, hey, Nick, is Nunez going to lose hard on the defamation aspect? I haven't actually read the documents. I'm going to probably do a short video on it. I think so. I think he's going for discovery, and he's going for something that could maybe go to the Supreme Court to get rid of, win or lose, to get rid of that CDA 230 protection when they curate content. L. Ron Humperdinck says, Jared footlonged Subway into oblivion. Aw, come on. Yorgamund07 says, V-cut equals proper meatball sub. F that side cut. That's true. You can't do a meatball sub on the side.
I will give him that. That is true.
You know what else you can give him? Is that the V-cut was the better sub, period. Just because you had to work harder doesn't make it worse.
It was a pain in the butt to make.
Yeah, I know.
It really was.
And many employees screwed it up.
But true, like real talk, the only sub that I actually will eat from Subway still this day is the seafood sub.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I know.
I'll eat a cold cut combo. That's my guilty pleasure.
So you'll eat bologna, but seafood somehow is out of the question?
Yeah.
You draw the line there, huh?
Right.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I don't care that it's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Because I should eat any other sandwich than the cold cut combo, but man, there's something about just biting through the layers of disgusting deli meat that makes me happy.
Yeah.
But I don't do it very often.
Yeah. I had my last fried bologna sandwich when I was like 14. So.
Well, fried bologna is different than the raw bologna.
It's all vile. It's all terrible.
You ever been to a Good Sense sub shop?
No. Do they serve bologna?
I think you can get it.
Then I'll never go.
You don't have to eat the bologna. No, they cut your meat fresh when you order your sandwich. They have the slicer right there.
Okay, that sounds halfway decent.
And their bread is they have the best bread of any sub shop I've been to. There's one in Apple Valley. There's a whole lot of them down in Kansas.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I bet you they had a bratwurst sub. You'd be all over that.
Mr. Ravelon says yeah, I would absolutely. Mr. Ravelon says in regards to Warhammer 40K fun times, are you aware of the epic saga of All Guardsmen Party? Someone sent it to me. I haven't watched it yet. If yes, did you like it or did you love it? If not, I strongly suggest looking it up. It's quite amazing. Someone sent it to me. I haven't watched it yet. S. Cybertaz says, Yeast Donut Master Race. You caking? No cake donuts ever. 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 If the chicken place doesn't have more people of color customers than employees, keep driving. Peach or pineapple cane sugar crush for life.
Clearly, he's never been to Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
If you're driving around Minnesota looking for the chicken place that has black people in it,
there's one.
People of color.
The Uptown Popeyes.
But that's it. But I was in the Uptown Popeyes like 2 years ago, and I literally watched this poor man get his car repoed in the Popeyes parking lot, and his girlfriend went to beat the absolute crap out of him.
You know what
It was entertaining.
You know what I loved about... Oh, excuse me.
But I felt bad for him.
I haven't been to the Uptown Popeyes in years, but I love that they were cash only. They had an ATM in the Popeyes, and the ATM was chained to the wall. Which you know what that means. Someone took the other ATM. And so they're like, you know what? We're going to protect this second ATM. We got this chain idea. That's going to work. Oh, my gosh. TLJ Screwjob says, so if my hypothetical scenario happens, does that mean that Vic's lawsuit is dropped immediately? Also, if he's guilty and they have all this evidence against him, why are they waiting to countersue? And Bubba, how's the shrimping business? I think he's talking to you.
Yeah, I suppose.
Do you know anything about shrimp?
I do. What kind of shrimp? Fried shrimp? Cajun shrimp? Sauteed shrimp?
Well, I'll wait. I need to make a shrimp etouffee.
Okay, yeah. So I was looking at this, and I do stand corrected. You're absolutely correct. Sorry to upset the interwebs. The very best sub sandwich is a po' boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, po' boy.
But then they messed it up by saying, "Oh, oyster." I don't trust oysters. I don't eat oysters. But I mean, shrimp po' boys. I mean, catfish po' boys. Po' boys are.
I got fancy smoked oysters in a box.
There's nothing fancy about an oyster in a box.
It's a guy sent it to me to eat these with my Talisker. He says it'll change the flavor of the whiskey.
It'll change the flavor of everything.
I'm gonna try it.
Oh my god. Ugh.
You don't like oysters at all? What about fried oysters?
No, I just don't like oysters.
I'm not the biggest fan of raw oysters, but fried ones are good.
I don't eat oysters.
What about gator?
Gator I love.
Yeah, Gator's good.
Gator I love. But
what about turtle?
Only had it once or twice.
Was it a snapper or something else?
I don't know. I didn't actually murder the turtle myself.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did murder a snapping turtle.
You are a bona fide badass.
Yeah, it was you have to grab its mouth with pliers and then cut its head off.
Can you really talk about that here on?
It's a turtle.
But there's people that love turtles. So okay.
Anybody loves a snapping turtle, they got problems.
Okay, so check this out.
I ate all of the meat.
So we were in Italy like a few years ago, right? And we were down the street from the Vatican. And my wife and I decided every single day we were going to have lasagna and tiramisu every day that we were in Italy. We stop at this authentic place down the street from the Vatican, and I'm pretty sure I had turtle lasagna.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that for some strange reason there was this big dirty aquarium in the middle of the restaurant with like 15 turtles in it. It was out of place. I'm pretty sure they were feeding this turtle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's absolutely no reason in the world to have 15 turtles in the middle of your restaurant. But yeah, so if that was turtle, then yeah, it was delicious.
The thing with snapping turtles specifically is you have to remove all of the fat from the meat.
How much fat is in a snapping turtle?
It's not a ton, but it's stringy and it sits next to the meat. It's
okay.
It's very distinct yellow color as opposed to the meat color.
Sure.
So I mean you can see it, but it is funk. You don't want any of that in your food.
Yeah.
But you get this giant turtle and you rip it open, which is a chore.
Yeah.
And it's very grisly and very brutal. Like I feel like I could kill anything now. But you get like a tiny amount of meat out of this thing.
Yeah.
This is a huge turtle. It took up the whole trunk of my car because I just grabbed it off the road. Before it was illegal, I was driving by. I'm like, oh, turtle, that's dinner. And I just grabbed it and threw it in the trunk. And then I drove home and I cooked it. It was delicious. It was good. I got the recipe from Emerald Lagasse too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it was good.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Vic isn't going to be found guilty. Vic isn't on trial. The statements of his accusers are on trial. That's it. Matthew Harder says, Nick, next time you're in Texas, go to Cooper's in Llano, Texas, and Llano only. Bucky's has 2 C's. Thank you. Rudy's is for when you want to be a corporate shill. Uh-oh. Shots fired. DFW Knight says, Earl Campbell is okay for grocery store hot links. Well, good sir. Sean says, can Q roleplay as Vulcan for the 40K stream? Jim has Alfarius covered. Yeah, we could do that. Matthew Harder says, Cooper's is the best barbecue. Also, what do you think of Zaxby's chicken? I personally love Church's. I haven't eaten at Zaxby's, but how does Cooper's compare to Black's Barbecue in Lockhart? Not the shady knockoff in Austin, but the actual original Black's in Lockhart is real good. Ooh, I love the beef rib. The full beef rib from Black's. It costs like $38 just for the meat.
Yeah. There's not a lot of places that can do beef ribs right, but if you find one,
there's one in Minnesota that can. Butcher and the Boar, downtown Minneapolis. You pay for it. You pay for Butcher and the Boar, but they do a beef long rib with a Tabasco sauce rub.
You know what? I continue to look at you, but I've known you for quite a few years, and I've never had you steer me wrong when it comes to food. Yeah. So, yeah.
Bring your wallet to Butcher and the Boar, though.
Your credit is good with me.
Butcher and the Boar also has the best bourbon list in the Twin Cities.
Well, sounds like you and I need to go and pay them a visit.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Let's do that.
They have fantastic hot dogs, too, in their outside terrace area when you're not, sitting down for the full menu.
But how are the bratwursts?
I don't know. Actually, no, I do. They have a sausage sampler. Get this. You get 3 sausages, okay?
Okay.
One of them is a wild boar bratwurst.
Really?
It is.
Okay.
Another one is a Texas spicy hot link, and the other one is a it's some kind of blood sausage, I think.
Oof.
No, they're all phenomenal, and each one has its own sauce, and they're great. Butcher and the Boar, they make them all in house. They have a chorizo that's green. That's like an alien peanut. But it's good. It's very good. Automata says Tim Horton does have pretzel bagels with actual dough. That might be good. Just don't tell me their donuts are. Sound of one hand clapping says, love you, Nick, but please don't wear black shirts. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Quietness says, you have to realize Tim Hortons is a disgusting religion in Canada. Also would rather shove an ice pick in my face than hear Shane's voice ever again. Let's see. S. Cybertaz says, a real sandwich artist gets that U-gouge deep for the meatball subs. Those shallow V and half-cut autists are plebs. More meat, you gotta pay for another setup, sucka. Why you gotta ask for cheese now? Moist John says, a local place in Bloomington is Sunrise Donuts, run by an old Hispanic lady. It's wonderful. It's okay. I've had them before, but I need to get them fresh. I've heard they're really good fresh. I've always had them like hours later. Now the difference, of course, is a Shipley's donut is still good the next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta nuke them.
Yeah. Well,
you gotta nuke them.
Kinda.
Yeah, you gotta nuke them.
If you're in a hotel that doesn't have a nuker, then you can do it.
Then if you're like my wife, you set it on the iron.
Yeah. If you're in Japan, you can't nuke the. She sets it on the iron.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
She's cooking with the iron
Oh
in the
yeah.
hotel.
Oh man.
That seems unsanitary.
You know, she put the towel over it or something, but yeah. Her specialty is
culturally insensitive joke just happened. Okay, what now?
She's listening. Go ahead.
No, not for her.
Oh, for me?
No, not for you.
Oh,
never
well,
mind. For
in
New
that case,
Zealand.
ooh.
Let's see. Lurik L says, Frank U, spam is great. Spam musabi is greater. Cars in depth says, what's your favorite kosher deli? There aren't. Should we explain to people that delis don't exist in Minnesota?
No.
Like a deli is a section of a grocery store in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Blood Moon Splicer says, I'm so distracted by the dandruff on Nick's shoulder. I know it's actually not dandruff. It's because my scalp gets really hot and dry from my allergies. So
Well, that's what you get for that 4K camera.
I know. I apologize. I can't do anything about it. Mythil DH says, ever had a good Santa Maria tri-tip? No, but I want one now that you mention it. That's a cut of meat.
Oh yeah.
Tri-tip sirloin.
It's
Usually a roast, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like California's version of brisket. Like, yeah, Californians can't do brisket like Texas people can, so they do tri-tip.
Yeah.
So
nobody can do brisket correctly except Texas. There's a guy here in town. Well, he's not here. He's a couple towns over that does the best brisket in the state by far.
Yeah.
He's good. He doesn't work for a restaurant.
Yeah. That's
Chicken Bone says, am I successful if I let a homeless woman sleep on my recliner in the living room in exchange for doing dishes for me? That's that step ladder of success that we were talking about.
I think that's up there. That's up there. Is she sleeping on the couch?
That's
or do you have a
recliner.
In the oh well, yeah. I think that's up there.
If it's a crappy recliner, if it's a good recliner, she shouldn't be sleeping in it. You said she's homeless. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Give her the other recliner, the old one.
Yeah.
Bad Dragonite says, opening my own barbecue place. Y'all right on the sauce. Yep. Sauce is an extra. It should never be a necessity. Infragano says, instead of donuts, we can turn Nick into an Oreo cookie double stuffed. Buddy, no. I'm never going to forgive you for saying the Oreo thing. That's never going to... any repeat posts from me. Phone was kind of buggy at the time. It's fine, buddy. I'm not going to complain. Not going to complain. Lurik says, donuts are good, but y'all ever had malasada? Malasada? I've not. I've never had a malasada. Forever229 says, Japanese 7-Eleven is the best convenience store. Okay. Amtank says, I busted out that rant on the evils of cake donuts. Yeah, cake donuts are, God, they're disgusting. Rick Nikita says, enough of this slanderous talk about Subway. Oh, are you a Subway? Wait, you like deep dish Chicago pizza. Do you like deep dish Chicago pizza?
Amen.
You do? Why do they put the sauce on top of the pizza?
I don't care. I don't care. It's just good. It works.
Does the cheese shield the dough and preserve the purity of the dough?
Again, it works.
Does the dough have a 14 words? We must protect the
You must, yeah, absolutely.
preserve a future for doe children.
There you go.
Let's see. Forever229 says best chicken in Southern Classic is Southern Classic in Louisiana. I've never been to Southern Classic. I don't go to Louisiana very often. Finn Frog says when I was on Grand Cayman Island, I had a pan-seared sea turtle steak. It was tiny, farm raised. Yeah, because I can't imagine eating a sea turtle. I feel like you'd be murdered immediately by a bunch of shrieking idiots throwing bottles or buckets of blood on you or whatever. Plum Logan says sneeze, hard bastard, sneeze. I'll send him a message sometime here. Takaki Onsai says Herberts and Gerberts in St. Cloud, best bread. Herberts and Gerberts is good because they give you the middle of the bread.
Yeah, that's kind of a
Separate.
cool gimmick.
That's a good gimmick.
Yeah.
I like their peanut butter and jelly. I mean, I don't normally get it, but I do like it. Something about having that hollowed out bread, peanut butter and jelly, eating that is good. But what I normally get is the Flash. Flash is a good sandwich.
I do the Neptune.
The Neptune?
Yeah.
I don't eat sandwiches named after planets. It's against my religion. Sean says, go to Eastern Market Seafood Company in Detroit and order a sausage sandwich, no homo.
So if you don't eat sandwiches named after planets, you ever had a moon pie?
I'm not a big fan of the moon pie.
Continue. We should have had, just when you think you know somebody.
Yeah, well, Sar Bomba says, best food on earth is Southern USA barbecue. Carolina Gold or Deep Red is the best. I don't know. I'm gonna take your word for it, but you gotta try yourself some. Gotta get that beef rib at Black's. Striker Quiet says best beef rib, La Barbecue in Austin. Costs an arm and a leg, but you get free beer while you wait in line. Believe me, you will wait in line. How do they measure up to Franklin's? Matthew Harder says haven't had Black's barbecue. Heard it's amazing, but I grew up on Cooper's in Llano. Is it Llano? Llano? It's all rub. Sauce is optional. Coleslaw, mac, and pecan pie is amazing. Amtank says Danny's Superfoods Orange Texas Boudin balls for the win. Justin Tom Ford Pink Kush says hashtag drunk, hashtag blackface, hashtag turtle murdering YouTube lawyer. That's how my life goes. Quietness says have to come to Maine during the summer. Fresh Maine lobster rolls are some of the best sub sandwiches you can have. I've never been to Maine. They seem a little conceited to me in Maine.
Absolutely.
Because their state abbreviation is me.
Yeah.
That's too far.
Yeah, it's just gone. Yeah, it's gone over the top.
Matthew Harder says, someone call Null. We are now a feeder stream. Tell him to have his lotion ready. Yeah, hopefully Null's not operating out of Georgia or he'll have to report many inseminations. Land Anime says, gonna have to stop your guest. Dragon Ball is only number 46 in my top 50. As my job as your official anime expert, I need a one-on-one session to teach this guy.
Bring it.
Well, Landon, come out to the wonderful world of Minnesota and we'll make that happen. Lurik L says, malasadas are deep fried donuts covered in sugar. I mean,
sounds like a beignet. Yeah,
they sound okay. Powdered sugar or granulated sugar? I don't know what the answer to that is. I know what the answer should be. Sarbama says Russian delicious for you when drinking. Bacon fat around garlic stem. Is that like congealed bacon fat, or is it just like a garlic stem soaked in bacon fat? I assume that goes with vodka.
Mr. Producer.
Mr. Producer. Land Anime says almost 700 anime expert here. DBZ is just okay. This guy has completed almost 700 full series of anime.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
And he's younger than you. You're like 18.
Well, that's not hard to do. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I already called you old.
You already did. Yeah, that cat's out of the bag.
All right, guys. Do we have anything else to talk about?
Yeah, we need to talk about reparations.
Reparations?
Yeah.
We gave you everything. I just listed off so much good food.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. All right.
What do you think you need reparations for?
We'll save it for another time, I suppose.
We could talk about it. We got time.
Yeah. No, you were clearly on your way someplace.
Well, I forgot about the reparations thing.
No, that's
like a perfect white person. I forgot about reparations.
Of course, yeah.
I promised you we'd talk about it, and then right when we get to the subject, I'm like, oh wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, nothing to see here. We're done. Yeah.
Oh, my wallet. It was stolen by Jesse Smollett's cadre. I don't even know.
Yeah, they stole his sandwich and his reparations
I got
check.
beat up by some MAGA hat wearing Chicago Nigerian Chicagoans who stole my sandwich and my reparations checkbook.
Yeah, 40 acres and a mule. Yeah.
You didn't you get 40 acres and a mule?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, I didn't. They gave me an old hag or old nag.
You know why we can't do reparations?
This would be interesting.
Well, the natives will make us honor the treaties.
So while you're at it,
we stole all of this.
So
fair and square.
I'm getting really frustrated. So, when I ran for student body president in like 5th grade, like my go-to was free lunch for everybody.
Right.
Free vending machines for everybody.
You were basically the DNC.
Yeah, basically I was the entire Democratic Party. Like, yeah, they should have come to me if they really needed help with their platform. I mean, giving away free stuff. Yeah, I mean, of course that's new. So, but it's crazy to me that now they're making a case for reparations, but it's completely disingenuous argument, right? I mean, who actually is going to get reparations? Like, honestly, I mean,
all the black people.
Okay, so we've already discussed that I'm Sandy Beige 42. So does it stop there? Or does it stop at Sandy Beige like 43?
No, we go back to that. What was that? Do you remember? I don't know if you know the Supreme Court case about the guy in the train car who was like Snow White. But he was more black than Elizabeth Warren is native, but only barely. So, but he looked white. What was that case? It was gosh, it was a segregation case. It was a train car. What was this case? Douglas?
Yeah, so this should be interesting. So I mean, so are we gonna have to bring back like the
Plessy versus Ferguson? Plessy versus Ferguson.
Okay.
It was the 1 drop rule. It's one drop of black. I guess taints the whole picture or whatever. That's their words, not mine. Right? Like
so if yeah, I don't even want to go there because that could go so.
So
many...
does Obama get reparations? That's what we're at, right? Does Obama get reparations?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, yeah, he looks the part, but he clearly is not. His dad was what? Kenyan?
Yeah.
So.
Well, so was he. He was born there. I have that on good authority. Yeah. Hillary Clinton's campaign told me so.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the birth certificate. So.
Well, neither have I.
Yeah. So.
I've not authorized its release. And I'm not gonna.
So my question is, okay, so yeah, great question. Does Oprah get reparations? Like, she's like only the richest black person to ever live, except for.
You'd have to, right? Like, you can't just discriminate against the rich that way. We don't do that in America.
Since when?
Since we're giving out reparations.
Well, yeah, that's true. I suppose she gets her check. But, okay, so the problem I have with it...
Give it to charity.
Yeah, it has to be given away.
For white children. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, it has to go to white kids.
Yeah.
It has to go to white kids. But
and Oprah has to say the 14 words when she... So it's okay. We'll give her a loaf of bread to eat later.
But as I was discussing with Mr. Producer earlier, is my question is, okay, so if you're gonna invoke this, there's this the one who's the Democratic Oprah's spiritual advisor. She's running for the Democratic nomination.
Not Kamala Harris?
Not Kamala Harris. It's Michelle something or
Mr.
anyway.
Producer.
Yeah, Mr. Producer.
Who's
Yeah.
Look up Oprah's spiritual advisor.
Yeah, so she's running for. So she said that she's proposing that they give black people $100 billion in reparations. So I'm thinking, really? So you essentially, if you take that, multiply that by or split it up amongst all black people, you're looking
Marianne
at
Williamson.
Marianne. There you go.
All right.
So essentially, you are giving every black person in America $2,200.
Yeah.
So I'm sure. I mean, just think about it, though, Nick.
What
I mean,
about the ones in prison? They get $2,200.
they have to, don't they?
Do they get paid in cigarettes though?
I mean, I would actually be down with not giving it to the guys in prison because that will make my check bigger.
Yeah.
So
How
yeah,
do they do that?
I mean,
so then it gets prorated back to everybody else, I guess.
yeah, I suppose you don't. Yeah. But then the problem with that is like, okay, so how much black is black enough? Like, is it like go back to the brown paper bag test? Like anybody darker than a brown paper bag gets a check? One drop.
Tanning beds will be stuffed full of people. It'll look like it'll look like a train in India at rush hour. Just a bunch of black people in tanning beds hoping to get a little shade darker.
So one drop. So essentially you had a wild night in college and now you want a reparations check.
Like, come on.
He said one drop. So I can see that going bad so quick, man. So I think people, they're preying on black people's feelings, preying on black people's vote. It's never gonna happen. I mean that's absolutely ridiculous.
Is Sean King black? I can't tell. Like I'm torn on the issue.
He claims to be. But
Well, I mean, a lot of people claim to be.
Come on. I mean, your life has to be in pretty rock bottom for you to pretend to be black.
You know,
Like,
my Drexel, his favorite black person is Rachel Dolezal.
she self-identifies, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Why can't you? I mean, I think being black is a social construct. So
yeah.
So I mean, technically, I identify as an Irish male.
That's like those trans-abled people. The people who get a surgery to make themselves disabled. You seen those people?
I've read about it.
I think you only read about them because I'm pretty sure they're a meme. But
yeah, that's wow. Yeah, that's a special kind. That's a special kind. But when it comes down to it, I mean, essentially, I do have a proposal though. My proposal is that we offer reparations across the board.
Okay, so reparations
across the board.
How much is this going to cost?
$1.6 trillion.
$1.6 trillion.
$1.6 trillion reparations for all black people.
Okay, that's a lot of reparations.
It's a lot, but let's hold the libs to the fire, right?
Okay.
So right now
we're
we're
gonna trigger
spending.
the libs on the libs.
We are currently we're spending $116 billion a year on illegal immigration. Okay.
Yeah.
We get a wall. We deport all illegals, and we take the $116 billion a year that we've been spending on illegal immigration, and we put that in a fund for 10 years, and we disperse that money amongst all black people.
Okay, so this is a 10-year spending bill, just like any other bill in Congress.
10-year
right?
spending bill.
10-year
That's right.
spending. Okay.
So we take that $1.6 trillion, and we split it amongst all black people.
All right. But no illegals.
No illegals.
Ever again.
No illegals ever again.
Do they shoot them at the border? Like, how do they keep them out?
Oh, come on now. We wouldn't do that. I mean,
Do
that
they
would just be...
install catapults and just like when they trick catapults in the road so they run across and then just...
And we send you out the way you came.
Yeah. I made it. Back over the wall.
So,
what are all these mattresses doing on the Mexico side of the wall? Don't even worry about it. So
there we go. So I say that if we do that, we'll see which the Democratic Party chooses. Do they choose black people, or do they choose illegals?
Do you think the Democrat Party likes black people or illegals more?
I think that at this point the blacks have been kicked out of the
it
plantation.
Depends on what your definition of black is. Right.
Yeah,
we
no, they've got no love for me whatsoever. But the problem is that such a large number of black people are leaving the Democrat plantation at this point. I feel that they are that at this point they are leaning more towards the illegal immigrant. That's the wave of the future.
That's a Jesse Lee Peterson question. I'm going to show you him, but he says he's got a liberal guy on show, and he says, "Do you care about illegal immigration's impact on black communities?" He's like, "What? I don't believe it's happening." He says, "Do you care about illegal immigration's impact on black people?" And the guy just can't answer the question.
Legit question.
Yeah, he can't answer it at all.
Sure.
Because he's too smart to answer the question.
Without illegal immigration, the Democratic Party will cease to exist.
I gotta ask you a question. Do you care about illegal immigration's impact on black communities?
Yes.
Do you love black people?
Some of them.
You're supposed to just say yes. It's a softball question.
I was giving you the most honest question that I can. Do you care about all white people?
Yeah. I love everybody.
Yeah, okay, good for you. I haven't reached that level of enlightenment yet. So
you gotta be pure Zen.
I'm working on it. I
love everybody. I love the fattest harlots on Twitter. Yeah. I love them. I love the chair abusers like Shane.
Yeah.
I love
the fat monkeys.
Yeah, I love the fat venerable monkeys. I hope Shane's not in Georgia. 'Cause I don't want him to have to report all the time.
It's gonna be an expensive trip.
Yeah. I love everybody.
That's good.
It's not even a meme at this point.
Yeah.
It's actually real.
Yeah.
But I also love jokes.
Yeah.
And I love making fun of people.
Yeah.
And I love things to be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that bothers me, is that we can't do that. Like you and I can't do this because white people will tell us that this interaction is wrong.
And that's the crazy part about it, is I'm getting so doggone sick of white people telling me what I should be offended by.
Right.
Like that's
that
is the stupidest thing in the world. You should be offended. Why?
But I'm not, though.
But I'm not offended. Well, you're a coon.
How many uncles named Tom do you have? It's crazy. It drives me nuts because I hate that human interaction has to be reduced to this set of rules set up by people that I don't care about at all. And why can't we just talk? Why can't we just have jokes and make fun of, like, because there's a whole bunch of people I would love to make fun of.
Sure.
But I'd also help them out in a heartbeat.
Right.
Like, it's just silly.
But I'm also okay with being made fun of.
Right.
You know, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, me too. I've been made fun of my entire life.
Yeah. I can believe that.
Yeah, thanks. Usually by black people. It's weird. Like, when you dance, your legs move, but your arms don't, or your arms move, but your legs don't. I'm like, it's a curse. It's a curse. I can't help it. It's how God made me.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so we've got just a couple more chats, and we should probably wrap up. But if you have any other topics while these chats come up, let me know. But we're at 2 a.m. already.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it flies by. Oh, you forgot the end card. The end pass. Inward pass.
Yeah, so,
guys, this is the selling point of reparations right here.
Yeah, you pay us, you get free, unadulterated use of the N-word.
Yeah.
So, once we're paid, we're no longer offended by anything past, present, or future. So
right, and since there's so many less black people than white people in the country, white people aren't. It's like, let's say the amount of reparations is $5,000.
Yeah.
Just for argument's sake.
Sure.
The white person isn't cutting the check for $5,000. We get to mitigate that over like a 4-to-1 advantage in population.
Sure.
So we're paying like $1,200.
Yeah.
$1,200 for an N-Pass for life.
Yeah. Would you pay $1,200 to be able to use the N-word?
Unironically, yes. But it wouldn't just be limited to the N-word. It would be all speech. Like if I could go to a homeless person, for example, and I could write a check to the homeless person for $1,200, and for the rest of my life, no one could come at me about something I said or did, I would do it today. I'd write it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how ridiculous our society has gotten, that I would pay $1,200 just to have the basic tenets of our country.
But if you paid $1,200 for it, would it still be free speech?
No, but I'll buy. If I can't get it free, I'll buy it, baby. I'm not getting free barbecue either.
They call it heavily discounted speech.
Yeah. Because trust me, $1,200 is a lot less than what I would get, than what it would cost me to drop the N-word several times right now. That would cost me way more than $1,200. Yeah. Good.
N-word sold for $5.6 trillion.
Yes. Man, $1,200 is a deal.
That's a deal. That's a deal. So
I would get a second job at Denny's to pay that off if I had to.
Yeah, he's gonna go work as a paralegal tomorrow.
I'll paralegal for a different firm while being a lawyer on my own.
Yeah, that's only 6 months' salary to get the N-word. Yeah.
Okay, so Striker Quiet says Gordo's made to order donuts here in Austin. Blackout and Flying Pig for the win. Here's the problem with, I've been to Gordo's in Austin. The problem with it is I wanted to punch in the teeth and their stupid round glasses every single person in the restaurant, because it was the most hipster populated place I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
And Gordo's, you got to stick with me through this, Striker. Stick with me. Gordo's makes garbage donuts. But Gordo's makes great desserts. They're not donuts. The donut that they use as a base is not a good donut. However, what they do to that cake-like raised creation, it's a good thing. Please just don't besmirch the good name of donuts with it. It is a great thing. I had the brownie pecan one and I had the maple bacon one. Both were fantastic. But when I go to buy a donut, and you tell me if I'm wrong on this, Q, when I go to buy a donut, I get a 12-pack of donuts, and I just want to grab it and eat it. It's not special.
No.
It's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's
anything else is just a pastry.
Yeah, it's the lack of uniqueness to each donut that you're eating. Yeah. That's the real trick. That's what makes them so great, is that they're uniformly good.
Yeah.
They're like communism if it worked. Like each donut is equal perfectly. So there you go. I do like Gordo's, but I don't like them for donuts, just because that's not what a donut is to me. ENT expert says, when will Q's nose fight Racket's nose for dominance? Our noses have to battle. To battle.
You win.
Ike 13D says, if you ever visit Ohio, go to the city of Amherst, get a snoogle from Keterowski's Bakery. Literally the only place in the world to get them. I don't go to Ohio very often, but next time I do, we'll check it out. Thomas Fitzpatrick says they stole my N-word pass. Landoname says, we do have more to talk about, like how this guy needs to sit with me and watch that Goot anime. It's in my job description. This guy is a pleb feck. Well, he doesn't watch much anime. And Dragon Ball is better than your other 45 previous entries. Sarbamba says, I became an American 3 years ago. Why should I have to pay reparations? Because you need an N-word pass. That's the real answer. Dubler says, how much do you think repealing the 19th Amendment would be worth a head?
I can't laugh at that. I'm gonna really get beat up when I leave here.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't. If you're married, you can't repeal the 19th. They have to voluntarily give it up. TLJ Screwjob says, wait a minute, Q, no! You and Drexler are going against the far. Need to make that clear. Left's narrative. It's obvious. Just because Nick is white and you are black, you should automatically hate him. That's meat. You should automatically hate meat.
Yeah, no, it's hard to hate Nick.
And Arturo Martinez says, thank you for your esteemed guest. Great show. So they asked again, someone asked a while back in the chat, do you have a channel? The answer to that is not yet.
No, not yet. It will be up this weekend. So
the channel is going to launch soon. They're narrowing down the scope of the channel's goal, the target. What is the channel for? And Q is a guy I know puts a lot of thought into his projects and will produce something great. As soon as his channel comes out, I'm going to be on it. I think I'm inviting myself. I'm going to be on his channel. I'll have him on here. We'll make sure people know where to find him. He's got, interesting stuff to talk about, interesting perspectives on it. Being a race trader, as he is often told by white people, I'm sure that is okay. So, like, real question: do black people or white people get more mad at you for your political positions?
White people, white people by far.
Yeah.
So, the last time I was called a Negro monkey, Uncle Tom, porch monkey, I left the Trump rally.
So the Trump rally.
So the protesters.
So is all of the Trump supporters calling you a Negro?
Oh no, it wasn't Trump supporters. It was.
Oh, it was Trump himself.
No,
from the
Trump.
podium, it's like, listen here, you monkey.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
even say it.
No, it wasn't Trump. It was the protesters of Trump that referred to me and my 7-year-old son and my wife as being traitors to our own race, all of which were white, because
Wow.
I chose to exercise my right to go and hear out my president. So
that's lovely, especially with your son there. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do.
It was, it was great for him though. It was great for him to see what free speech looked like, and it was great for him to see the Trump derangement syndrome in full effect. So
Right.
My son is forever a conservative after seeing that. So
Well, good.
Yeah, so they accomplished more than I could have accomplished. So
Oh gosh, that pisses me off, man. It really does. It really, it's oof. You're not allowed to have the wrong political opinions. You're not allowed to it.
No.
White people told you so.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
Oof.
So I am perfectly okay as long as I vote and do what they tell me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's all right. Rhino says Renfamous revoked Eric July's pass. He got banned. Okay. Landoname says I will debate that DBZ is better than my top 45.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you'll lose that debate, Landon. Evan Rogers says just bought a MAGA hat. I'm going broke. Lol, but geez, I need to stop spending. But the mood struck. Lol, F in chat for my wallet. R.I.P. Evan's wallet. R.I.P. Evan's wallet. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with Q and I tonight. I will definitely be announcing Q's channel so that you know where it is, so that you know where you can get all of your reparations talk.
Well, I can say that I think there are more people that are okay with the idea of reparations now than what they were when they first started. So we're selling the idea.
Yeah.
I got you ready to write a check. So yeah.
I'm with it. I'm getting that contract in writing on the N-word.
Well, all I'm giving you is the N-word. You're not getting all the rest of them. So
what? I don't get to make fun of. I don't even know other races.
Yeah, no.
What do I have to pay for the other racial slurs?
I'm not one of those races, so I can't speak for them. So
what do I have to pay to just be able to tell jokes?
Yeah, you know what? Look, you can be racist against black people all you want to, and you can kind of make it. You're racist against Jews, though, and you'll lose everything. So so you got to be really careful on that one. Jews have done a phenomenal job of banding together.
Best racial marketing.
Oh man, yeah.
No one could possibly trump it.
Yeah, don't mix Trump. The headlines are gonna
the other Trump.
Yeah, the other Trump. But so the Jews have done a phenomenal job of putting a what do we call that, a fence around the culture. So
you can't even make a joke, because if you do, you immediately want to murder all of them. That's how the translation goes. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It is weird. 6 million for a Jew pass. No, I'm not. I can't speak on that. You got to call.
You got to call the ADL and ask them that one.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, just call. What's the crazy grandpa over in the Austrian guy? The guy. There you go. Call George Soros. And see if
you tell too many Jew jokes, George Soros collapses your currency. That's what happened. That's what happened to the UK.
Is that what happened to Zimbabwe?
Yeah.
That's why they had the $1 trillion bill.
Yeah. Mugabe's up there. Mugabe's up there like Gus him, and then George Soros just rocks it. It just wrecks the whole economy right there.
Yeah. No, that's what. Yeah, until black people reach the prominence like that, there'll never be racial equality.
I just want to be able to make fun of everybody as hard as I can make fun of white people. That's what I want in my life.
Yeah, but man, white people give you so much material, though.
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Like, it's you don't have to work hard.
Yeah, I've been to a Polish wedding.
There you go.
I will never run out of jokes. I'll never run out of jokes.
Good for life.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. There's a couple more chats that came out. Evan Rogers says, "Trump, look at my African American over here." Wow. And he says, and then Bad Player says, "N-word pass. Are hard R's included? I need to know." Yeah, that would be the whole thing.
Yeah.
It would be the full pass.
Yeah.
Not just a day pass like at Disney.
No.
This is the lifetime pass like at Jenny Craig.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's lifetime. Yeah. It's you get a badge and everything. Yeah. You can hang it on your wall.
Yeah.
And so anytime.
You can wear it like a sheriff.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure sheriffs have the N-word pass already.
In fact, I'll sign my black card over to you, Nick.
You'll sign it over?
I'll sign it over to you.
Ooh.
Yeah, you'll be a card-carrying member.
Card-carrying member. I'm going to sit next to Sean King.
It's like, no, I earned this.
Yeah. I earned this, and I was already darker than you. That's what I'd say. He's Sandy Beige 11. I'm Sandy Beige 12. Dubler says, "What's the difference between a cow and the Holocaust? You can't milk a cow for 70 years. That's what he said.
Ooh.
That seems like a joke that George Soros would not approve of.
Yeah. Your bank account's empty now.
Please don't collapse my currency.
Right? I hope you didn't have any cryptocurrency on that wallet. It's gone.
Yeah, you heard about that. You heard about that Bitcoin guy that died and lost the password or whatever. Oof. He made fun of Soros.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, these are jokes. It's in jest. It'll never be okay. I'm sure. No. I can't imagine the horrific clips that are going to come out. But I have had a fun night tonight. Thank you for joining me, Q.
We love everybody, and if I'm not making fun of you, I don't like you.
I love everybody. You said there was at least a small group of people that you don't like,
and that's still true.
Jesse Smollett isn't a people, so I still love everybody.
Yeah, I suppose I love everybody. I just don't like everybody. How's that work? Is that okay?
That's good. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah.
There's tons of people I don't like.
Yeah. I love everyone because God tells me I have to, but he didn't say I have to like everybody.
Right.
So.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. We're gonna buzz out here. Stay tuned. Tomorrow should be a very interesting day. We'll see what happens. Every day is amazing and wonderful. I can't wait. I can't wait for every morning these days, because every morning I get to find out what to talk about every night. and that's the way the world goes. So thanks. Check out Q on Twitter. I'm gonna put his Twitter handle in the description, but it's Q Deruji, and that's Duruji, right?
That's right.
Q Deruji, or at Q Deruji, and his name currently is I am Q, and follow him on Twitter and watch out for his channel. It should be a lot of fun. Thank you all, and have a nice night filled with mirth and not with hatred.
Good night, everybody.
Anyways, peace.